Egotastic FunTime.
Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Egotastic FunTime / Talking Star Trek / Talking the Orville, you guys. I know what it's called. Anyway, we're talking Star Trek today anyway, but I'm sure some Orville talk will, come into play. This is my first gaming stream for an online on my computer game, and it actually looks fine on my regular screen. It's when I look over at the stream, it looks kind of, super lame frame ratey stuff going on. But, we'll play a little bit. This is the new Age of Discovery patch for Star Trek Online. I haven't played Star Trek Online since way back in the day when you had to pay for Star Trek Online, and now everything's free. But at what cost, really, you guys? I mean, it's Age of Discovery. That's a high cost. But, Discovery, Star Trek Discovery in game form, I think, is the proper format for the entire, Discovery thing. Because, hey, put it in a video game, do whatever you want. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. This is beta on beta on beta. It's not Prime, Hey, well, Star Trek Discovery is not Prime, despite what the studios say. But how are you guys doing? We haven't streamed, in a long while. And what we're going to do here is, I'm going to say some hellos here. Hey, how's it going, Turk and Rex? Long time no see. I would like to do more streams, not necessarily gaming streams. It's just, I spend my time trying to create content for the regular Egotastic FunTime videos. And by regular videos, I mean Star Trek and Orville stuff. Writing scripts, figuring out what I'm going to talk about, editing, and then uploading, which can be aggravating for any of those, for those of you who do YouTube stuff. Let's do some hellos, and I will say right off the bat that, we'll play a little bit, we'll check this out. If it's not working out, if it's getting way too glitchy, stuff like that, we'll just chat. We'll just do that. That's the whole point of this anyway, really. It's not like we're like, oh god, I can't wait to see what happens at Age of Discovery and Star Trek Online. But hey, how's it going? Awful. Okay, give me a moment. As Tilly would say, go back to the very beginning. Slowly. Awful Rick Thread. I'm just going to call you Poe. Bird of Prey 5, Captain Jesse, how's it going? David Figueroa. Garnylicious, James Miller, Putin's puppet president. I wonder who that could be. Let's call you Donnie. The Grim Panda, Turk and Rex, and Yellow Gut. And I'm sure more people will be filing in as things go. Did you see the Discovery ship packs? No, I haven't. Jesse, I haven't seen anything of this yet. I haven't seen anything with Star Trek Online in years, except for, the occasional, advertisement or trailer or whatever, and I'll check it out. When I first started playing this, I mean, there wasn't much to it. Everything's different now. Very different if you're doing a Discovery Disco. Awful Eric the Red, thanks for clarifying. When words are put together, I get kind of confused. Let me put on my little, let me take the volume down on it. I'll put the background music back. But let me take that volume down. Relax. So how you guys doing today? There's been tons of Star Trek news coming through the pipeline, the last few weeks, the last few months. A little bit of Orville stuff, not much. Though, of course, when the new season starts, and I'm sure there's going to be, 1 or 2 additional trailers coming out in the next few weeks, or, well, not a couple in a few weeks, but maybe 1 or 2, because they got to play catch up with Discovery coming out with the second trailer. The Orville did wrap all production as far as filming goes with the actors and whatnot a day or 2 ago, a couple days ago. They had the wrap party, I believe, last night. So now, even though we've been doing this, all we do is wait until December 30th. The camera was better with the music off. I would say the music is better with the camera off. The whole video is better with the camera off. I'll be switching to little cam here in a little bit. Turkin says, I paid the lifetime ABO when STO was released. I know what ABO is, I just can't remember the words that it goes for. Then I played it for a few months, and since then, no. I know some people that play this thing all the time. So what we're gonna do is, let's get this started. Let's see how it goes. I also have the new New York Comic Con Discovery trailer to watch and talk about. We can do that at any point in this game, as well as that. So let's see if this game's actually going to work. We're mostly here to talk, but I'm going to try to play this game at the same time. Not while we're doing this, but mostly I just want to hang out with you guys. Let me go into little cam mode. Also want to turn that background down even a little bit more. We don't need all that jazzy music, you guys. Let's go over to boom, and woo! Look at the relief you guys got. No longer having my big ass face in your face. So yeah, on my end, it looks a little glitchy. My computer is not used to doing this. It was fine before I started streaming. It looked real smooth, and then as soon as I hit the stream button, it got a little glitchy. And then I do have the intro separately that starts us off with this game. For some reason, I couldn't get the audio to work in-game, so I just went ahead and downloaded it, and we're going to play it right now. So this is what Star Trek Discovery on Star Trek Online is about. Let's check it out, shall we?
I still can't believe how much things have changed. We hadn't heard from the Klingons for years.
Years. We still haven't.
And now we have.
No, we haven't.
The Federation is at war. That was probably the last thing on my mind when I got here. It was the same for you, right? We came to Starfleet Academy to become explorers.
I don't
Not all
know.
of us
I might
are
have got a
fighters.
True Life sub.
Some of us are engineers, healers, scientists. We've been working hard on the ground and in space.
Whoa.
We learned how things worked on a starship. And we learned how to work as a team. We've been getting ready to boldly go where no one has gone before. And today's your big day. Today you graduate and begin your career as a Starfleet officer.
All right.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be amazing. Are you freaking kidding me? That's how Tilly rolls, you guys. Yeah, so unfortunately my computer is not the greatest. Actually, what I could do next time, even though I prefer doing it through OBS, I don't have... it'd be too hard to do it the other way around. I could use my PS4 Pro to play Star Trek Online, but then I lose control. But if it's gonna look like crap, and it's worth it, I guess. JP, I'm so sorry. You only get 2256 training mission and 2 mission before transport to Tuesday. I don't understand none of that. All I know is I haven't played a single second of this. All I've done is dance. So we're gonna go talk to Tilly, because she's right there waiting for us. And I haven't played an online game on my actual computer, on my PC, for years and years and years. So it's gonna take me a little bit to reacquaint myself with what's going on.
Hey, there you are. Are you excited? I am very excited. Pretty soon we'll be reporting for duty on the cadet training cruise.
Wow.
Are you kidding?
Crazy.
I set up a triple layer alarm sequence to notify me when the postings went up. I think I knew before some of Captain Schaefer's staff. 2 words. Chief Engineer.
Our arms are getting tired. Yeah, I can tell you that's true. Somebody's gonna be in the command training program.
Right? I'm still not sure if this isn't one of Finnegan's pranks. He's done stuff like this, you know.
Damn Finnegan.
Kirk.
Did
Oh,
you say Kirk?
Before I forget, Lifeson is looking for you. Actually, I think I see him over there. You should probably find out what he wants.
They couldn't resist mentioning Kirk. Alright, let's go see. Lead the way.
Come on, this way.
Oh yeah, I'll just stay right behind, if you don't mind. I mean that in a professional way. Talk to Cadet Lefson. Now if the...
Lifeson, one of the best tactical cadets in your class. Oh, no, after Evelyn. And yourself, of course.
Now if the frame rate gets annoying to you guys, just let me know and I'll stop playing this and we'll just do other stuff. I'm going to stop a lot anyway, just to chat anyway, so... I heard you were looking for me, Lifeson.
There you are. I wanted to thank you for helping me pass that final, and for all the other times you've helped me. Seriously, I might not have made the cadet cruise if it weren't for you. I hope Schaefer recognizes all you've done to lead our class. Have you got your assignment yet?
No, not yet.
Well, Lieutenant Tassilm has all of the assignments now. I'd see what she knows. Before you do that, do me a favor and talk to Ian.
Okay.
He shares it with everyone, including you.
Oh, there's Ian. Let's find out what his big news is.
Sounds good. I'm happy at least that these games,
Come on,
they got
this way.
all voiceovers. You don't have to read crap. I don't like reading, you guys. Reading is stupid. I don't play video games to go to school.
Cadets Quan and Peart, with a combined IQ of 231, which, I've heard, is almost up to Tomov's rating. That's the rumor, anyway.
Yeah, everyone does look related, Putin's puppet.
Oh, hey, I've been looking for you.
You have? I wish you had more to say, so I don't have to click so much.
I took the linguistics final again, and I aced it.
But you're a dude in Discovery, so you're probably a bad guy.
You and me both. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't follow your advice. You saw that I wasn't at my best that day and told me to give it another shot. So, I did. That perfect score really made a difference. Now I'm qualified to serve as both a science officer and a communications officer.
What? Exposition. Exploring fate. Thank you so much. Because JP is awesome. Aww. Feels. Combines facts, trivia, and fun. Man, I try. Well, person,
Thanks.
I don't know if you're a
Well, it's
man
good to
or a
have
woman.
options, right?
I'll call you a
Kira
dude.
took your advice too.
I call men and
I think
women
it worked
dude.
out for him since he's slightly less scowling than usual. Let me know if I'm right, okay?
Alright, Cadet Ian Kwan. Yeah, the next thing I'm working on,
I think I see Kiro over there.
I was
Come on.
going to work on it today. I did a little bit of
this way.
research. Let's go, Tilly. Man, did they do an extra, like, booty engine for her? I was researching all the new Spock stuff for new, you know, emo Spock. That's going to be my next video. But also I got a lot to say about the Klingons. And that's going to
And here we
require...
have the smartest person in
more
your class,
research.
or so I've heard. It's not entirely fair. Kiro is a super genius, and he's built like a brick shit. Yep, yes.
You can cuss. It's Discovery. It's not for kids. Star Trek's not for kids.
Cadet, it is agreeable to be in your presence. Your advice regarding Federation history was advantageous.
Friendly fire
Allow
option,
me
yeah.
to pass the final test with satisfactory marks. I am pleased.
That's good to hear.
In the interest of camaraderie, I now inform you that Captain Schaefer is still selecting the senior staff for the upcoming training cruise. There is a 78.4% chance that you will be selected for a position, based on my current statistical models.
Did you guys see that Tasha Yar that was standing right there a second
may
ago?
have more conclusive data on the matter.
Continue.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map
Come on,
if you are
this
far
way.
away from your objective.
Now, man, I hate that you guys are getting it all low frame rate looking.
I'll wait out here. Tassilm should be inside.
Alright, let's do it. Yeah, I think one of the reasons I don't... I mean, some people... I mean, this is great and it's all free and whatnot.
Good afternoon.
I hate going from person to
How
person
may I be of assistance?
on these training things, and they just have to go to another person. Is this where I get my training cruise assignment?
It is. I will access your assignment data now. One moment. Fascinating.
Lieutenant?
Your assignment is not listed. Inquiries on the matter have been directed to Captain Schaefer himself.
Is there a problem?
That remains to be seen. I suggest you report to Captain Schaefer and ask him personally. He is in the office behind me.
I will, thank you. And again, we just go to the office behind. Okay, I'm just gonna read any of these things. I just want to go to the office behind. Guess it's this one.
Have a glow around them. Press F to interact with the doorbell to notify Captain Schaefer.
I'll figure it out. You just click on everything. Sir? I mean, ma'am, I don't know what to do. It's discovery.
Good to see you, Cadet. Today's the big day. Congratulations. Judging by that look on your face, I trust this visit concerns your assignment on the training cruise.
Australian people exist in the 23rd century? JK, you guys. Yes, sir.
Well, you can relax. I'm happy to report that you won't be my new bilge officer. Far from it.
Bilge officer? Someone explain that to me. Dilly, been playing for 7 years. Have you played Age or Discovery yet?
Your academic record is impressive, but I don't see your results for the Advanced Phaser Training Program. Care to shed some light on that for me?
I'm gonna turn this up a little bit even more. Oh, I got different options. Many of my classmates didn't take the test either, Captain. Is that an issue?
The Federation is at war with the Klingon Empire, Cadet. Shouldn't need to remind you that Klingons enjoy close combat.
What's up, Star Siege player?
That in mind, I want everyone on my senior staff to complete that program. No exceptions.
Did you say senior staff, sir?
I did indeed. There's a place for a cadet like you on my bridge once you finish that phaser course. My chief engineer and tactical officer have programmed a training simulator for you. I look forward to seeing your results.
May I ask who those cadets are, sir?
Cadets Tilly and Surveyor, respectively.
Oh, sweet.
They've been working on the simulation for me for some time now. Interesting pair, those two.
Yeah.
Some of the staff question bringing Tilly along on the cruise.
I see where this is leading.
But her professors assure me that she's up to the task.
It'll be a good experience for her, sir. Believe you me.
Indeed. She'll meet you out in the quad. Talk to her to start the training, and I'll see you when you're finished.
Yes, sir.
Dismissed.
I'm gonna bring a pack of peanuts and some Gatorades for rehydration and for protein. Consider transfer efficiency. Alright, now we're... Oh, I gotta go out here. Don't you mean senior staff infection? Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing if somebody, like, put a bug into this where everything is, like, disease-related? Like STDs? So, speaking of STDs, let's talk to Tilly.
I still can't believe I got the chief engineer spot. Yes, it's just for the cadet training cruise, but still, how many juniors get to go on the cruise, let alone as a department head? This is exciting. Okay. Whew, deep breath. I'm good. Woo! Enough about me. Where did you end up?
Captain Schaefer wants me on the senior staff, but I have to pass advanced phaser training first. Let's go check your phasers.
Yeah? I was wondering why you wanted us to set up the program for you. Now I know.
Now I'm...
It can get really lively.
Yeah.
Like Klingons and aggression, and I should probably stop telling you about the program now.
See, I jumped my line. Alright, here we go. Ooh, now I'm a little nervous.
Oh, no, don't worry. You'll do fine. There's no doubt in my mind. Come on, I'll take you there. Surveyor's waiting over at the simulator. You know how cranky she gets when people are late.
Yeah, I do. Lead the way.
Finnegan
Star Trek
actually
creepy as hell
graduated.
is what I'm going to
Guess
be
the Irish
playing
are
here.
lucky after all.
Wow, chicken, wow, wow. Oh, Timothy, you know what I'm going to call it? STD? I'm going to call it DSC
No one
or
was assigned to
Disco.
a Constitution class. Not even you. That's crazy.
Remember when Burnham and Tilly
How
were
many times did you run the Kobayashi Maru? Perk's up
18?
to 2 now.
When they were jogging and they had those sweaters or shirts, whatever, that said Disco.
Tap the shift key while moving.
You're going to make me have to look. There we go. But
We
where?
better hurry or we'll lose our spot.
Where'd she go?
Oh, I hate running.
Where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
Uh-oh. There's Ev. And she's looking impatient.
Whoa. Here I come. took a lot of rest. All right, Cadet Evelyn Seve.
There you are. About time. Program's loaded and ready to go. I hope this is your lucky simulator. It's been nothing but bad luck for Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk, sometimes he simulates things a little prematurely. I'm gonna need a phaser for this ride.
Yeah, those are pretty useful in phaser training, huh? Too bad tricorders don't have a stun setting. You get top marks. Kidding! I'm kidding. The phasers are in the armory by the holodecks. Grab one there.
Tricorder? I heard rumor. Make sure no one hears me. I heard a rumor that you prefer bicorders.
Running is the worst.
Well, we can always beam there. I figured out with Discovery, you know, with the Spore Drive, that I'm pretty sure in the writing room, someone was like, "Hey, you know how in Star Trek they can transport, they beam everywhere?" And the writer's like, "Yeah, I've been watching Star Trek since 2009. I think I understand transporting." And they're like, "Imagine if the ship can transport, can beam places." Like, oh yeah, totally. Get a pistol.
The pistol has been automatically equipped.
Is it a sex shooter? Alright, there's my pistol buttons. Hold down. There we go. These are all things I used to know back in the day. Now I just use a controller all the time because I'm a PS4 guy now. You gotta scan the area, press. Oh, just press V. It's not something I need to do though, is it? It's just telling me to do that. What's up?
Just go to the center of the room.
So remember back when there was like this big old mission you had to do? Ew, what are those things? It says Klingon, but that's not true. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's probably what I'll play. I like big old pew pews. Pew 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 pew. Take that. So with the new Klingons, and by new Klingons I mean the new Klingons from the new trailer, the redesigned again. I'm pretty sure the excuse that they're going to be using with the now that the Klingons have hair is they're just going to say, yeah, they stopped shaving their heads. They were shaving their heads before. Alright, H to holster your weapon. In combat, right click on the target to fire your weapon. Yeah, okay, right click, that's good to remember. Sprint, I know that one. The holster, I know that one. The pistols, yes, I know that one. Get off my screen. Let's go talk. We're gonna have to do a four-way, dude.
Nice work, Cadet. A few points below Severe's personal best, but it was your first try.
Oh, it's my music.
To knock her from her perch at the top of the list once we're underway.
I turn the game music off because sometimes stupid YouTube be like, "Oh God, you're using copyrighted music." F your video.
That I do, Cadet. First officer station is yours. That's if you want it, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Bilge officer spot is still open.
I'll be a bulge officer for the ladies, and I mean that in a perverted way.
Thought you might
Check
say that.
K, you guys.
You've done well here,
It's
Cadet.
all in the up and up.
I expect that trend to continue, onward and upward throughout your career.
There's never a time of peace, really, for a Klingon. No, I think what it is they shaved their heads for religious reasons. I think there was, you know, the Klingons are super religious, especially in Discovery. And I think there was something that Kalis said about. There's some line in his teachings about the hair or removing a thing of hair, and so they just all shave their heads. And I guess, you know, they're going to stop doing that after all the events of last season. Which is why we see the, I can't remember her name, Tall, I don't remember the female Klingon's name, the main one. That's her in the trailer with the long hair. and that's Ash Tyler with her, and he has long hair as well, but he's, you know, he's a human, and I think they just stopped shaving their heads. That'll be the reason. Now, I don't know why that Klingon battle cruiser, I think it was what, the D7 was in the trailer, which is nice. They're trying to make things, you know,
I'll see you
right,
on the bridge
but
then.
I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off all the way, or enough where people aren't going to still be pissed.
Wow, look at you, First Officer. You're gonna do a great job. Congratulations. That thing the captain said about the bilge officer's spot was pretty funny, though. I mean, we don't even have those anymore. Wait, do we? Anyway, First Officer. How does it feel?
It's a lot of pressure. I hope I'm up for it.
Seriously, Captain Schaefer didn't make that decision lightly. He believes in you, just like me. Even though you got me blown up in the Kobayashi Maru. Awkward. Well, we should get going to the shuttle bay.
Let's do it.
Everybody's waiting for the ceremonial send-off toast. Guess who gets to give that?
I don't know. Let's go do it, because I want to at least get a mission through during this, you know, one complete mission during the stream.
Now hear this. All cadets report to shuttle bay to prepare for departure.
My main online game that I used to play, and I mean, I was into it, you guys, and this is also back when you had to pay for stuff. As I used to play Lord of the Rings online like a mofo, like, you know, 15 hours a day type crap. Which is why I stopped playing online games.
The rest of the senior staff.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. The rest of the senior staff is waiting just ahead. Time for your big speech. How are you gonna play it? Inspirational? Heartwarming? That could be good. Hey, make Savea cry, like just a single tear, warrior style.
Well, just so we can chat, I'm just hoping to get through one complete mission.
I'll meet you at the bar. No pressure. You're gonna be great.
Oh, the bar. She's a little forward. I was at least trying to maintain the illusion that we're, you know, this is professional. Dang, you just ran right. You had to run and pick that up. Let's do it. Lead a toast. Intimidate the cadets. Be humble. Well, this is Discovery, so let's just be an asshole and intimidate the cadets. Alright, ready, you guys? This is my character voice that I have to come up with all of a sudden.
The galaxy is a dangerous place, but each and every one of us should have the skills it takes to survive. This won't be easy. We are at war. The Klingons want to defeat Starfleet and conquer the Federation. Fuck them! It's our job to stop them.
Alright, I'm gonna switch all of a sudden because that's too much. Alright. No more gruff. Should we survive long enough, we'll make a name for ourselves. Our enemies will think twice before they challenge the Egotastic FunTime. To Starfleet Academy! To the USS Egotastic FunTime! To their crew! Now raise the glass.
All cadets, please board your shuttles.
Yeah, that was much easier. That's my new voice. Tilly, where'd you go? Remember your objective. Alright. Figure that out. I've played a video game or two before. Only 7 or 8 times a week, but you know.
Are you ready to head to the ship?
Yeah, what the hell else is there to do here? We are on the ship, you guys. TOS is only 10 years off, Disruptive Innovator says. That's what we're saying. It's only 10 years off. That's why we're like, what the hell's going on? Why are they jump the gun with a lot of stuff?
That's the Glen, one of the new Crossfield class ships. No one really knows
Glen.
much about her.
Hey, Glen.
Abilities. Well, at Starfleet Academy anyway. Maybe we'll work on a ship like that someday.
Yeah, Bonacos, showrunners from last season were sacked, so the show's
Captain Schaefer's pride and joy.
time will likely change by mid-season with the new showrunners. That's correct. They also had to reshoot some stuff because of that.
Design for sure.
Not that it matters,
I can't wait to see what
really.
she can do. Let's land and find out.
See, Putin's puppet, they made it look like a pizza cutter on purpose Because they're gonna sell pizza cutters. That's the whole point of disco, is to sell merchandise. I'm assuming. They do have some merchandise. Actually, I think I'll have to do my research. There was a big... I think there was some stuff with the action figures. They had all this big plans for action figures, and consumers were like, nah, we don't want it. We're okay. No thanks.
Okay, we need to check in with the deck officer first, then head to our stations. Oh man, I cannot wait to see the engine room. My engine room. Yeah!
Ooh, I can't wait to see your engine room. See, they're just begging me to be inappropriate. And I'm not even being inappropriate because that's the way I feel. It's just
reporting for duty.
They're begging for it. I'm an upstanding citizen, you see.
Welcome aboard. What's your name, Cadet?
Egotastic FunTime.
Yes, here we are. Acting First Officer. You're all set.
You didn't say my name, but it says it right there on the screen. Where's the captain?
Report to
this is
Captain
Discovery.
Schaefer
We don't
on the
have
bridge.
captains.
He's
Oh,
been
Captain
expecting
Pike eventually.
Use the turbo lift behind me. It'll take you directly there.
Yeah, that's why I don't play this. It's just like go to the next guy who tells you to go to the next guy without doing anything. All I've done is just go to the next guy. So, oh, there's another thing. Well, let's go over to Tilly first. Yeah, I really want that Enterprise D pizza cutter. Oh, okay, I gotta go. Well, where am I going? I can go in here. Go to the bridge. What did that other guy want me to do? Oh, well, I'll just go to the bridge. Who cares? I just don't ever make pizza. Frozen or otherwise, you know. My pizzas come already pre-cut.
Ah, there you are. Computer, note the executive officer has reported for duty in the ship's log. Welcome aboard, XR.
Thank you, Captain.
You're right on time. All decks have reported in. We're ready to get underway. Let's start things simple by getting the old girl out of dry dock, huh? Contact dock control and get clearance to depart.
Who wrote this?
Cleared? Close the shuttle bay doors and disable the tractor moorings.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one full mission and then not play this anymore. But we're gonna have fun anyway. Ian, get clearance from control for the Egotastic FunTime to leave the gantry.
Dock control has cleared us to depart.
Thank you.
Acknowledged. Carry on.
Tomov, send the signal to close the shuttle bay doors.
Shuttle bay doors are closed.
Cool.
Acknowledged. Carry on.
Arez, wait for me to disable the tractor moorings. Release tractor moorings. Oh yeah, he likes to party Putin. Ain't no party like a Putin party. Cause a Putin party don't stop until Putin says it's over.
Erez, take us out. 1/4 impulse.
Captain, may I remind you that Starfleet regulations specifically specify thrusters only while in the vicinity of space dock, and then Captain's like, mind your business, dude. I do what I want.
Duly noted, XO. Erez, take us out. Maximum thrusters.
Alright, go to my little station. And there we go. Hopefully we're on a mission.
Cleared from dry dock, Captain.
Acknowledged, Helm. Set a course for Vulcan. Warp 4.
Course laid in, sir.
Engage.
Engage. I saw, I think it was Apple Crow. I can't see it anymore. Your name. It's disappeared. Said I might be the only one who doesn't like Tilly. Now, that's the case. Lots of people are like, oh, I love her. Most people are like, I love her. Some people are like, I hate her.
Captain, I'm picking up a distress call from the SS Fortuna.
But even
Audio
those
only.
that like
Put
her,
them through,
it's only
comms.
because by comparison, she's not a downer. Even though she's a caricature of a person, she got up to 11. That's way too high. She should turn it down to an 8.
Let them know we're on our way. Helm, lay in a rendezvous course.
Altering course, sir. ETA 3 minutes.
Transporter room. Prepare to beam over survivors.
Hey, James
Sir,
Hirschfeld.
Sensors can't read anything in the vicinity of the Fortuna.
James says Star Trek Online is one of my favorite video games. Have you played Age of
XO,
Discovery
let's
yet?
discuss the situation.
Right? Actually, yeah, Jamie says, why doesn't the sets look more like this in the show? A bit of color and vibrancy. Exactly. There's actually lights. I'm not going to say it's well lit, but it's better lit than the show.
You heard the distress call. What are your recommendations?
Is this a test, sir? Part of the training cruise? I'm freaking out!
Afraid not. This is the real deal. Per Starfleet regs, we're the closest ship to the Fortuna, so it's our duty to assist.
Well, we better hurry up or they're going to become a Fortuna sandwich. It's strange that the transmission was audio only. A warp core emergency shouldn't affect communications.
Not usually, no. Good instincts. How would you proceed here?
Oh, God. Shields up, sir. Better safe than sorry.
Good call. There's something about this that's not sitting right with me.
It's a trap!
Agreed. Yellow alert. Surveyor, bring the shields up. Get down to the transporter room, XO. I want you to oversee the rescue efforts from there.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, look at all this light. See, I even turned the graphics down to make sure, you know, that it wouldn't be too crappy of the frame rates. Transporter deck, so the shadows look crappy. Now, there's certain things with Discovery. Of course, it's going to look better because that's the capabilities, you know, that we have effects-wise nowadays.
Desmond,
I'm always fine with that.
Should be
I
in
just
range.
wish
Give me an update.
they didn't try to make the technology just be better than it was.
I can't get a solid lock.
In
There may be
original
interference.
series.
Trying to compensate. I think I have it. This is a lot different than the training
All the
scenarios.
holograms piss
Beaming
me
them
off
over
to
now.
no end. It's hologram, hologram, hologram. Oh, God.
Klingons!
No, but some sort of baddie. Not Klingons. And we're back to the subtitles. What would Discovery be without Klingon subtitles?
Desmond? Come in! What happened? Desmond?
Hold on. We're reading disruptive fire in the transporter room.
Apparently these
Klingons
people
are
don't know
beaming
what
in on
Klingons
multiple
are. I
decks.
call everybody
All
Klingons.
hands. This is the captain. Repel boarders. I repeat, repel boarders.
Your orders, Captain?
You have the command codes to unlock an armory near your position. Arm yourself and any security team members you find, and then repel any boarders you come across. You let us worry about that. Right now, I need you doing what you can to get those Klingons off my ship.
Let's do it.
Bet you're glad you took that phaser course now, huh?
Yeah.
Shoot straight and stay safe down there.
Let's do it.
Over here, Exo. We need you to unlock the armory.
Where do I go? Where the guy's raising his arms.
You have to enter the command codes.
Will do, Michael Burnham. Yeah, Star Trek Online's free to play,
We need to deal with the Klingons.
and it's a extremely high quality MMO. I mean, the fact that it's free. I remember when all this stuff cost money. All of it's free now because they want you to buy more stuff, which
press the menu button
still
and select
very
the captain
fair.
option under the ship and crew heading.
All right, you guys ready to phaser the crap out of some dudes? Let's do it. Or not. I'm not doing something I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do? Let me unholster maybe? Or was I supposed to grab something? I don't think so. Let's go. This didn't matter. Put that over there. Let's go. Somebody know what I'm supposed to do? I know, right? Red alert. Palm strike. Should I do that? No? I'm supposed to do something. Alright, I'm supposed to do something. I'm messing this up. Do you know what I'm supposed to do? No? Do Do you know what I'm supposed to do? Let me out. I'm clicking on stuff. Man, this is what I get for not paying attention. Alright, hold on. Let's see. You have entered the command codes. Grab a rifle. We need to deal with the clones. Item acquired. Okay, yeah. I got my item. It is acquired. I got it. Damn it. It's always something like this. Damn you, Disco. And I hear the door opening, but it's not open. This is either me messing up or the game messing up. You guys hear that? I can hear the doors opening. I have. Well, I don't have a rifle, though. Alright, let me check my inventory. Is this like... oh, okay. Jeez. How do I switch? Let's see. Weapon. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Z. Boom. Jeez, man. Alright, where are we going to kill some Klings? Come on, Kling orcs.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
Andre!
Pew, 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 pew.
An item has dropped for you.
Pew, pew, pew.
Move towards the item and press F to loot it.
I'm pewing them. What do I do with it? An item has dropped. Move towards the item. Oh, just... Thanks. Thank you.
You have recovered a hypo spray.
In the middle of a fight.
Use this to quickly heal any damage you have suffered.
Check me out. Michael Burnham, die! Yes! Yes! We're done with Discovery, guys. I want to see shooter mode.
Transporter room.
Oh, shooter mode. I see what you're doing.
Good. You're on the right side of the safety field. Whew.
That's right. So, can't go that way. Let's go this way. Thanks. I don't need the hyper spray though, do I? That should be fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need it. This door's open, so I'm gonna go in here. Don't need to be in here. Yeah, see, I can totally, open. Damn, where am I supposed to go? There we go. I'm in the lift. Give me some options to go somewhere. No clue, you guys. Change control scheme to RPG controls. I don't know what that is. Okay. Oh. Oh, it was right here the whole time. What's up?
You can do extra damage to enemies by flanking them. Try attacking your enemies on their sides or behind them.
What's up, you stupid clean orc? Alright. Oh, is this Watser? No. Yeah.
Thanks. I think they were going to engineering. Better hurry. There's a lot of them.
I just want to go to the Shire. At least that was like...
Security to engineering. We are under attack.
Oh, yeah? Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Now these Klingons are wearing... That's not the stuff they wore in Season 1. Basically, they just wore, like, metallic wicker baskets in Season 1.
We're reading Klingon boarding parties on multiple decks, XO. Our security teams are spread thin. I need you to get to engineering and keep it secure. It's bound to be a priority target for the enemy.
Bilbo Baggins. Oh yeah? Take that, fool. Boom.
Lead the
Luckily
way,
I
so
came. You
we've got
guys,
your back.
the 4 of you, shooting Klingons, 2 Klingons doesn't, work, but me coming into the fray really helps. And these Klingons aren't doing nothing. They don't even have a...
Press C to crouch. Crouching is a defensive bonus against ranged attacks, but increases damage from melee attacks.
I'm just gonna shoot dudes.
Press X to aim your weapon. Aiming your weapon gives a bonus to damage.
That's right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God, why is it they're waiting for me? Why couldn't you guys kill that one Klingorg? What was that? X. Alright, we're not going that way. We're not going that way. I guess we're going this way.
Move, move, move!
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Taking my aggression about... Oh yeah, boom. Cool. Boom. Boom. You're dead. You're dead. Boom. See you guys? See how awesome I am?
You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
Oh, no first person for me, Captain Jesse.
Can't imagine what, though. I mean, they have warp and impulse.
My character's
tech.
just
What
way
else
too
would be in
sexy for that.
engineering? Especially since the ship's a complete mess, thanks to them. Is there a part they didn't shoot? Sorry, I could really use your help, since you're here.
Really? Tilly's the reason that she's so nervous. I'm the
As I
reason
was saying,
Tilly's so
the
nervous
ship's taken a lot of
on Season
damage.
1.
I'll do what I can to
I
get the
messed with
essentials
her.
online, but I could use some help.
I broke her heart.
See anything you could do in here?
I can do whatever.
Okay.
Whatever I need to
The
click
power
on,
relays
I
for our
can click
weapons
on
were
it.
overloaded. I need you to bring them back online.
Consider it done. Okay, there we go. Get this off my screen. Let's do this one. I'm gonna click this so good.
Okay, warp core stable. Life support is optimal. Yes.
Now, one of the first games I streamed a long time ago was Star Trek Bridge Officer or Bridge Crew.
Ship-wide comms online.
VR, because I have that, because I'm dope and my life is dope. Kanye style. My life is dope and I do dope
We could use a hand up
things.
here. We've taken casualties, and the Klingons could send more boarding parties at any time. Do what you need to do down there, and report to the bridge.
But streaming properly with a
back
VR
to the
headset
bridge.
on
We'll
is
cover this
impossible. Let's go shoot more things. I do nothing but blow up the ship in VR. It's hard. It's so hard. It's like you really are in the crew doing that stuff. I'm like, this shit is so hard.
Sir, we fly
I did the
shields.
first couple missions
Prepare
and I
for-
got to some other mission. And I'm like, I've tried it like 8 times and I always die. Oh god, these idiots.
Who is in command here? Speak now!
Oh, the other guy.
I'm Captain Schaefer.
He's gonna
You are?
die.
I am Jaula of House Mokai. Surrender now, Captain, while you're still able.
Request denied. Get off my ship.
What?
Get off my ship.
Man, with a huge delay, I'm surprised he didn't see that coming.
If you insist, Captain. John True!
John True. Oh God, I was on my way there. Totally would have helped. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew.
Secure
Boom.
the bridge. Repel boarders.
Pew 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 pew. Pew pew pew. I'm just mashing
Klingons
buttons,
are
yo.
gone. So is the captain.
I
I'll try to
know. I
find
watched the
Klingon
cutscene
ship.
too. Yeah, so for those of you who are interested, this game is completely free. It's incredibly large. Voiced by all original Star Trek people. Stories, even what's his face from, you know, new Spock, not new Spock, but middle Spock. Quinto does the whole thing
I'll
as
be
well.
okay. Thanks to you. I owe you one.
No problem, bud. Cheers. Live long and prosper. And don't get any girls pregnant.
Your medical assistance was adequate and necessary. I thank you.
Man, isn't no one gonna help out? It's all gonna be me? I don't remember an episode where one person had to
That was intense. Klingons.
heal everybody and no one else helped.
Klingons.
What happened here?
Incoming transmission from the Klingons.
I guess I mouthed something. And with the holograms again.
I have your attention, Starfleet.
You know there's a view screen, right?
Silence! Surrender your ship and all classified data within it to me. Immediately!
Wait a minute.
Order your crew to do as I say.
This game is messing with the canon that Star Trek Discovery already
Follow
messed
my
with.
orders to the letter. Fire on my position.
Tilly wasn't straight, you know, right out of Starfleet Academy, and Klingons are doing shiz.
Spoken like a Klingon, Captain. Now die like one.
Well, if he does, you guys better scream. Give him that respect, shit.
What do we do now?
I guess I'm the captain. We follow the captain's orders. Target his location and fire. Pachoo! There's probably awesome, like, exciting music going on, you guys, just so you know.
What John you do? It's a have.
What we look?
Look.
But no, what to do?
Well, there you go.
Mech. So we chichu. It's a ticho. Mijla betchak.
Alright. Maybe we'll do some space stuff. If not, it's probably time just to calm down and talk about Star Trek.
We're still here. Most of us, anyway. The captain. Look, the captain knew what was at stake. He gave the order, and you followed it. If you hadn't, we'd probably all be dead now.
True. Now what do I do? Oh, of course. Take my rightful place. I'm here. You want me to do something? How do I chair, you guys? There we go. Thought I did that already. Well, there you go. That's how I got command of the Egotastic Funtime. What's up, John Doe? This fresh hell is Age of Discovery on Star Trek Online. Breaking its own canon, breaking canon. Star Siege player says, the game feels so linear. It's extremely linear, much more linear than Season 1 of Discovery. Well, I guess that's pretty linear, I guess. It's just... I remember watching Discovery, because, you know, I knew before watching it, I knew the things I didn't like, but I was like, okay, fine, just how is it as a show? And try to separate the Star Trek thing of it. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, I got disconnected. Okay, you guys. All right, let's try a little something different, shall we? That was Star Trek Age of Discovery, the intro. Now, I do have other things going on here. I mean, I can log back in, I guess. Don't look at my password. JK, you guys, you can't see it. But even when watching Disco and trying to be as fair as possible, an error occurred while transferring the character to its destination. Normal login. Maybe there's something wrong with the servers. Maybe there's something wrong with my computer. I don't know. But while watching Discovery, there were so many times where I'm like, God, come on. Just get to the end of the episode. No more reading subtitles of long, slow Klingon conversations. They're just talking about stuff that doesn't matter just to them. Trying to be mean to each other. Okay, now we're getting into the in-depth stuff. I don't think I'm interested in that right now. I want to talk to you guys. So let me press some buttons. Let's go to big camera. What's up, everybody? One thing I want to do is I want to watch the new Star Trek Discovery trailer with you guys and see what you guys think. So let's turn the background music off and let's watch that right now. But I'm going to go ahead and do that and then let's watch it. Here we go. Have you all seen the trailer? I'm sure you probably have. Well, some of you probably don't care. And is that not working? Okay, gosh. Things just aren't working. I have this all set up to work and it's not working. It all worked before I started. I don't know how to do anything about that. YouTube chat. Sorry, you guys. Here, let me see if I can get this working. There we go. Ha-ha!
Starfleet is a promise. I give my life for you, you give your life for me. And nobody gets left behind.
That's true, Eric the Red. Every live try I do, something happens because I'm always trying to be fancy. Alright, we got the red burst.
Discovery was determining the source and intent of those signals.
Spock needs our help.
I do, Captain Jesse. I just don't have the money.
They called it the Red Angel. I've seen this angel too. And I had this unmistakable feeling. As if everything was gonna be alright.
We might go through this a couple times.
I believe in something like that.
But I'll stop it at certain moments.
That intervenes before all is lost. Do you like being back in the South?
It's an invigorating ride.
If there's anybody down there, I'm not leaving them to die. We could be walking into a trap.
Something about this isn't adding up. Be careful, Captain.
Rebecca Romaine playing number one.
I'm ready to execute this deeply insane plan of yours.
The original number one.
Might hurt a bit.
You are my family. We found ourselves. among the stars. We found more strength.
This feels bad.
Captain Mid. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Hold tight.
As a child, I had the same vision again and again.
And here's
now I understand its meaning. And
this
where it must
season's
lead.
divisive force.
Spock.
Mad Llama's like, wait for it. Hipster Spock. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. Since we just saw Spock, let's talk about Spock. Now, we're all calling him Hipster Spock. Now, of course, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. I'm assuming... I'm going to do a whole video. Actually, my next video is all about this, but, I'll, you know, I might as well talk to you guys about what's going on in my head. Let me turn on my backsies. So when it comes to Hipster Spock, the long hair, the beard, I'm not worried about that because I'm positive that the only reason is he looks like that, disheveled and whatnot, is because he's been on some sort of weird, alone, private mission, and he's been through some shit. They obviously found him and, you know, brought him back to, not brought him back to life, but rescued him. He was unconscious. They woke him up. He was probably going through something. He grew the beard. Remember in the Star Trek The Motion Picture, Spock went on some sort of journey, and he had long hair, and he was, you know, searching for meaning and whatever. So the beard, the long hair, I guarantee you, they're going to give him a haircut by the second episode, and he's going to, you know, have really cool bowl cut Spock hair, and he'll be shaven, I'm sure. So that's just that. So I'm not worried about any of that. One thing that people, a lot of people have been saying, and I don't know why, I'm like, do you even Star Trek, bro? Is they're like, oh god, he sounds just like Leonard Nimoy. I had to listen to Leonard Nimoy clips just to make sure it wasn't his voice. I'm like, what are you talking about? He doesn't sound anything like Leonard Nimoy. He sounds great, though. He's got a great voice. That's fine. That's good. But it doesn't sound like Leonard Nimoy. It sounds like, what's the dude's name? Ethan Peck, or I can't remember the dude's name that's playing him. I'm sure I'll get all up to date on that by tomorrow, though. But my big problem with Spock is this is the first time that we have a Spock in a Star Trek series while we have a different person playing Spock in another Star Trek series. Even though I'm pretty sure JJ Trek is done forever. I don't think Quinto's going to be playing Spock anymore because I don't think they're going to come up with the funds to make the fourth movie on that. Especially with Chris Pine and the other dude walking away from negotiations. So I think JJ Trek is done, but I'm sure people don't care about that. But my other problem is, come on, why does Spock have to even be on this show? I was already mad that Sarek was on the show. Spock doesn't have a foster sister, you guys. What do you guys think? They're like, oh no, Ethan Peck. Yeah, I said it. Awesome. Oh, for reals? That's Gregory Peck's grandson. Thanks for that little tidbit of trivia, Star Siege player. I'm going to be using that in my video. Because Mikey Spock. Yeah, I mean, Spock having anything, just leave it alone. It's kind of cool. I'm fine with Captain Pike. Because I'm like, okay, it's cool. They found a reason to bring Captain Pike. And Captain Pike didn't get his due in the original series. He didn't get enough time. And he was pretty excellent. I was actually watching a little bit of The Cage. You know, the Christopher Pike episode. The pilot episode. Earlier today. Man, he would have been great. The show would have been totally different with him. Yeah. I mean, you are right, Jamie. It was a stupid idea in Star Trek V to have Spock's half-brother. What was his name? Spock. No. I can't remember his name. Hoback. I don't remember. I'm sure one of you guys remember Star Trek. Spock's half-brother. Cybok. That's exactly it. Cybok. It's like it's like Bizarro Spock. Cybok. And so I'm whoever, you know, I don't think we're gonna have a hipster Spock. I just don't think we should have Spock. But I do know that episode 2 of next season of Discovery, which airs January 17th. Episode 2 is directed by Jonathan Frakes. Frakes is actually directing 2 episodes next season, but he directs episode 2, and there's tons of scenes that he in that episode of flashbacks of Mikey Burnham and Spock growing up together. She's like 4 years older than he is, so they grew up together. Probably why he's interested in Uhura in the alternate timeline. You know what I'm saying? She had an impact on him. So there's going to be that. I just don't know if they're going to find Spock at the very end of episode 1 or the very beginning of episode 2, or if they're going to do all the flashback stuff and then boom, they find him, because they are searching for him, kind of, along with the red bursts that are popping up all over the galaxy. Now, it makes sense that Captain Pike, even though none of this makes sense, but it makes sense that Captain Pike commandeers Discovery, because these red bursts are all over the galaxy, really far apart, and he needs the spore drive to, you know, basically jump to those locations, which is something that Discovery can do, even though it shouldn't be able to do that. But it's classified. Don't worry, you guys. It's classified. Mad Llama says, Spock, can I get a Vulcan spiced tea, 2 shots of Plomic, a twist of Andorian tuber roots, and 1 shot of root beer in a venti. Live long and caffeinate. Oh, hipster Spock. I see what you're doing there. I see what you did there with the hipster Spock. No, apparently Ethan Peck, when he auditioned for the role, he didn't know what he was auditioning for. They said it's a guy. He knew it was for Star Trek. He said they said it's a role about a guy trying to who's kind of torn apart with emotions and logic and trying to, you know, find a balance. And then he eventually realized, holy crap, I'm reading for Spock. And apparently he's done a lot of research. He's read up. He's been reading the Leonard Nimoy biography, this and that. But I'm sure he'll have his own take on it. But he shouldn't have any take on it, because we don't need Spock. Spock's been part, of course, of every single, you know, incarnation of Star Trek, spanning the entire, you know, the different timelines. Literally all the timelines. And it would have been nice to get away from that and not ruin anything. Yeah, Exploring Fate. That's one of the things I said in the video is the red burst may be red matter, which may be the reason they brought Spock into Discovery. I hope they don't do red matter. The other thing is and it might have to do with red matter and the Iconians, which that angel from the trailer, the Red Angel, which I believe the Iconians, the mythology is people used to call them angels of darkness, something like that. I'll have to look that up. And so that might all play into it. Actually, the Iconians, if you really want to, and Iconians is kind of is beta canon. It's, you know, third party type stuff. It's not, you know, true canon, even though they've been mentioned a little bit. But Star Trek Online has a huge Iconian storyline that's somewhere in the game. Some big old storyline episode. Their missions are like episodes, which is kind of cool in this game. It's a big old Iconian thing. So probably the storyline from Star Trek Online, Star Trek Discovery, is probably stealing that storyline and incorporating it into Discovery Season 2. Demons of air and darkness. Hey, what's the opposite of a demon? An angel. It's like, well, I thought it was an angel, but it was a demon. Yeah, demons of air and darkness. That's right, Disruptive Innovator. Disruptive Innovator knows what's up. Oh, snaps. Eccleston's angel. Another angel. Spock never showed up in Enterprise. True that. Yes, that's the only timeline where Spock didn't exist. Wasn't born yet. I would like for Disco to touch on a new enemy, right? Or one that could have played out in a long arc, like the Shiliak. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if they had enemies that actually. Well, Klingons took play. You know, Klingons were in the original series, but they weren't even close to these Klingons. I hope it's not the Iconians. That would majorly break canon. Yes, Jamie House, that does kind of break canon. I mean, right off the bat, because the Iconians were mentioned in a TNG episode. God, I can't remember the name of the episode. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But they're mentioned in an episode of TNG when the USS Yamato got destroyed, when they discovered the Iconian's original planet that was destroyed like 200,000 years ago. And even at that point, they were still kind of a myth. So for them to show up in Discovery is another thing where it's like, okay, you're kind of screwing up that TNG episode. These dudes aren't supposed to exist. Not in the way that, you know, where people are interacting with them. They're a myth. So, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, okay, it does kind of officially break canon, but at the same time, I'm like, at least it's breaking a canon that's not really that important. Because Discovery likes to break big, important canon stuff. They like to grab it and just, and then eat it, and then poop it out, and then throw it in your face. And, so if they're going to break something that's more part of, you know, memory beta as opposed to memory alpha, if you will, I'm like, okay. If you're going to break something, at least break that. Does Jim Hadar have an Iconian gate into the death or some name like that? Ooh, the Jim Hadar, man. They're pretty cool. Jamie says, yep, it would be another eye roll moment. Yeah, there's a ton. And there's things that people say about Discovery is like, oh, if you just pretend it's not Star Trek, it's pretty good. And that's true. I mean, it does still have flaws anyway, but it is easier, but we shouldn't have to do that. I mean, that's your brain's never going to be able to turn off the fact that it's supposed to be Star Trek. Another thing about Spock, Alex Kurtzman said that this is a Spock that is... It's a different part of his life where he's going through this thing between how to be, you know, being logical and being emotional. So this Spock is going to be emotional at sometimes, which sucks because the whole reason Spock is in Starfleet at this point is because he's an awesome Vulcan. Vulcan wanted him in their Vulcan Academy or whatever because he's awesome at being a Vulcan. And he decided that he wanted to go to Starfleet. So he should be an awesome Vulcan. He shouldn't be having any issues like this. So that kind of breaks canon. Also, if he says one word to Sarek in Season 2, they're breaking canon. Because at this point, in the original series, Spock hadn't spoken to Sarek in 18 years. Because Sarek was pissed off that Spock decided to join Starfleet. So at this point... They shouldn't have, Spock and Sarek shouldn't have spoken for 8 years at this point, and shouldn't speak for another 10 years in the episode, I think, Return to Babel, something like that. That's it. Small Yoda says Spock was accepted to the Vulcan Science Academy before joining Starfleet. And so why is he emo or whatever? Well, I'm not gonna. I don't think he's emo. I think he was on some quest, and he wasn't taking care of himself, and his hair grew out, and he grew a beard because he's obsessed with whatever his mission, you know, that he left. He took leave from Enterprise. It's mentioned in the trailer. And he took leave. It was, and they couldn't find him, blah, 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 blah. So apparently they rescue him, and his hair is long, and he's got a beard. But in the motion picture, Star Trek the motion picture, Spock has long hair because he went on some sort of mission or journey or something like that. So I guarantee you by the second episode he'll be shaven and have a stupid haircut. A stupid haircut that we love, though, because it's Spock's haircut. Exactly, Jamie. Brendan Piercy says, easily avoided, just don't do it. Journey to Babel, Arthur Lewis says. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. This is why it's great to have these conversations, because you guys, like, I'll know kind of the information, you know, I got it in my head, and then you, boom, you got the exact verbiage, the exact fact I was looking for. You guys are better than Google. Let me get this camera going. So is there anybody here today that's new to Egotastic FunTimes stream, which right now we're in that time of year where the streams are only once in a while. I see a lot of familiar names, but if there's any new people, say hello, so I know that you're new, because I've had a lot of new subscribers since the last time I streamed. So of course, hey Rob Crawford, you're not new, I'm pretty sure. But if you are new, hey, what's up? You maybe just have the same name as someone else. What's up, Arthur Lewis? What's up, JC Norris? Rod Pruitt? Edgy Pumpkin? James Miller? Man, there's a lot of new people. So, for the new people, Rob Crawford, you're a virgin. I prefer experienced chatters, if you know what I mean. Someone who knows what to do. Richie Poole, now come on now. I know your name. Hey Richie, I'll tell you something that you and I have in common. Your last name stands for the exact thing, same thing that the P in my name stands for. Yeah, Richie. See, I know. So for those of you that are new, welcome. It's great to have you. I can't promise anything right now because I'm so busy writing episodes, which is the focus. Writing, filming, editing. I'm a one-man show, and I want to put out a lot more content. 2 or 3 videos just isn't enough. I want to do 5 videos a week, but I want, but keep up the quality. But I want to come and check in with you guys once in a while and chat, first person experience. But when at the end of the year, when the Orville comes back, and now I guess when Discovery comes back, and I guess going forward when all the new Star Trek shows come out, and whatever other shows I end up covering as time allows, I guess with the Orville last year, I streamed before every new episode. So every week we'd stream, we'd talk about 2 hours or so, and we'd talk about the Orville, and talking the Orville live stream, Super Chat Explosion. And what we do is before the episode, a couple hours before the new episode starts, I start streaming, we're chatting, we're looking at clips, we're looking at previews for the next season, we're talking about what we think's going to happen, what happened last week, stuff like that. And I'll be doing that for Star Trek as well. I guess I could do that for the short treks. That's just once a month. But as soon as the short trek comes out, boom, I get it, I record it, I start watching it, dissecting it, and start writing my review. And I guess it went over really well with the first episode, Runaway, Star Trek Short Treks Runaway, where I reenacted the entire episode. I'll be doing that for all 4 episodes. I can't say I'll be doing that for full episodes of Discovery, unless I do maybe truncated 10-minute versions. But I'll be doing that for all the short treks. Captain Jesse, some of us cheated and live tell some things in the Orville as TV as a place. Yeah, I do my best to not to see any spoilers to the episode that's playing. Sometimes I don't catch it, and I'll read something. I'm like, oh, that's a spoiler. But I try to, you know, I always say, hey, because a lot of people come back during the commercial breaks, and some of them give spoilers. And I'm like, please don't give spoilers, or I'll just do my best to not read out the spoilers. Oh yeah, Turrican Rex, it's going to be full force, and there's going to be a lot more of them because next season of the Orville is 16 episodes. So that's 16 live stream super chat explosions. I was thinking about doing a pre-show and a post-show stream. Like the post-show stream would be like on Saturday or something like that. I'll have to see about that because that's a lot. Because once an episode airs, you know, we do the pre-show, we chat, we see what's gonna, you know, what we think is gonna happen. As soon as it's over, I got to get into reviewing the episode mode, which does take a couple days to write, you know, dissect, write, review, record, edit, and you know how my editing's crazy. Editing takes like 7 hours for a 10-minute episode. But we're going to be doing a lot more streams because now I'm covering Star Trek fully and Orville fully. Orville is going to be my light side and Star Trek will be my dark side. I might have to change the logo. The dark side logo will be red, and then the light side logo will be its current blue, like we have. You know, this logo right here. Egotastic FunTime. Oh man, Bonacos, that's so right. I forgot about that. And this is one of my favorite shows, so I'll be tuning in because I have to pay for CBS All Access anyway just to cover this stuff. CBS All Access will host the Twilight Zone, soon produced by Jordan Peele. Yes, it will. And I believe Jordan is also going to be doing the voice, you know, the Rod Serling part where he's like, this little town, blah, 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 this guy's in the Twilight Zone. So, yeah, I'll probably be talking about that too. I'll probably not live shows and stuff, but I will be bringing that in because the Twilight Zone, you know, I'm a big Trekkie, huge Trekkie, have been my entire life, even when I was a little kid, like 5. I'd watch reruns of the original series, and I actually remember when they announced The Next Generation. I was probably like 8 or 9. I was like, oh my god, a new Star Trek. And so, you know, I've been in it. I'm born and raised Star Trek, but Twilight Zone was my number 2. I love Twilight Zone. So, hopefully you guys like it too, because, yeah, I would like to talk about that. How did Edgy Pumpkin says, how did you like the Vil story arc? I'm sorry, I'm at a loss at the VIL, Vil. You might have to explain that one to me. My brain's not connecting. Captain Jesse. This is something I don't talk much about because it doesn't worry me that much. Captain Jesse says, you didn't talk about Disney owning Fox Studios as of January 1st, 2019. I actually, in my mind, I just assume for the last couple of years now that Disney owns every movie studio, every television studio, because they basically do. But I think Disney isn't trying to go in and change these companies and make their content different. I think they're just, they're saying, hey, do what you do. There's a reason people like you. And I don't think they're going to be, you know, hands-on heavy with the content from these different corporations. It's like, you know, Disney's has to do Disney movies in a certain way. Pixar movies in a certain way because that's part of the animation. And anything that says, you know, Disney's cartoon reboot, you know, whatever movie cartoon they're rebooting to live action, they have certain things that they do, but or they say no, you can't do this, you can't do that. But I don't think they're gonna do that with the movie studios and the television networks. Edgy Pumpkin says the Jim Hadar story from Star Trek Online. Oh, you know what? I can't remember it. It was so long. I don't know if I played that. I might have played a little bit of it, but I haven't played much of Star Trek Online since it first came out. Like I did the beta, and then I did the first probably 6 months after it launched, and then eventually something else came out, and then I had so many Oh, I know. Remember one thing that pissed me off? My computer at the time. Like I was playing with my buddy, who I think still plays Star Trek Online, and he was telling me all this stuff on his end that he was seeing, and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see what you're talking about. And it turns out my computer sucked, and I wasn't getting all the detail and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just play consoles from now on. And then I would jump on. I have jumped on a couple of, you know, times, but I always just start a new game, so I'm not really getting the different storylines. But sometimes I'll watch, you know, gameplay. I'll watch other people stream it with some of these stories, or I'll keep track, but I didn't really follow it on STO. J-Wigs, will Disney explode from mass expansion like what happens in physics? I don't know. There might someday, because it's to the point now where they own everything, and everything that they own was already doing well for the most part. Like they own Marvel. I don't think they own DC, but they probably will eventually. And Marvel, the Marvel universe is already too big and bloated. I was actually very happy that Thanos, you know, killed half of everybody, because I'm like, okay, now this is a more manageable universe. And Thanos agreed. When I watched the end of the Avengers Infinity War, I was like, man, if they don't do a sequel, that would be awesome. It'd be the ballsiest thing ever if they don't fix this. Eric the Red, do I watch Doctor Who? You know I watch Doctor Who big time. Actually, if I had more time, that would be a third franchise that I talk about all the time. I actually done in the past a few episodes called Talking Doctor Who back in the Peter. No, I can't think because I'm talking too much. Anyway, Peter, Doctor Who. I did a couple episodes. I reviewed the Christmas special, the one with the two doctors. Old Doctor and new Old Doctor. And I planned on doing an entire series, just like I do with Talking the Orville and Talking Trek. But it's just too much. It's too much for me to cover. Oh, new Doctor Who tonight. Hell yeah, Peter Capaldi. And I knew that. I know Peter Capaldi, but I just couldn't think of it. But thank you very much. Eccleston's Angel. I know where you got that name. Speaking of Doctor Who. Small Yoda with a zinger. My favorite Doctor is still the EMH. Dr. Zimmerman. That's a good question. Doctor Who aside, in Star Trek, who's everyone's favorite Doctor? There's a bunch to choose from, and I know, you know, everybody, so many people lean towards Beverly, but I don't, they don't lean towards Beverly. They actually, even though more people know more about Beverly, everyone's favorite Doctor from the newer generation is the EMH, and then otherwise it's all about Bones, right? But every once in a while I'll get a, oh, come on, Doc Samson, Pulaski! You're a Star Trek troll with that Pulaski stuff. Oh, it's on right now? That's okay, I'll watch it after this. I got my Sling DVRs it for me. Doctor Who. Man, I'm looking for, I love the Doctor Who episode last week. The premiere. I was like, oh cool, Doctor Who's weird again. Fourth Doctor is the best. Let's see, Fourth Doctor, was that what's his face, who's the father of David Tennant's wife? Can't remember. Or is the fourth one Scarf guy? Tom Baker, okay. Jamie House likes Dr. Bashir. Now, it would be cool to see Dr. Bashir pop up on something. I mean, not necessarily as Bashir, but, you know, as just acting in something. Next season on the Orville, in the episode Home, not only is Robert Picardo reprising his role as Ildis in that episode, but John Billingsley, who played Dr. Phlox, is also in that same episode. 2 doctors, 1 episode. It's going to be amazing. Jay Wiggs says, Old Pulaski is hot. Yeah, that's true. She was also on the original series. I think we were all hot when we were younger. Fifth Doctor is Tennant's father-in-law. I know his name too. I can't remember it though. It's not like a household name for me anymore. Oh, was Dr. Shear in Game of Thrones? Edgy Pumpkin. I appreciate Game of Thrones, but I've always been in and out of it. I haven't seen, you know, it's one of those things where my ex would watch that all the time, and I'd just pop in once in a while. I was like, oh, that's cool, but I started this show, and I was like, I got a lot of work. Peter Davison. Yeah, Robert Picardo's also in Stargate Atlantis. Richie Poole says, hey JP, I wonder if we share a common ancestor. Maybe we are like brothers from a different mother or something. If so, I may have to have a serious sit down with dear old dad. Well, my last name doesn't have the E at the end. Mine's a 4-letter word. Basically, in the late 1800s, excuse me, my great-grandfather wasn't very educated, and he took the E off because it was easier to spell. For him, not for other people. That's my stock. Food Smart, big Robert Picardo fan. Yeah, isn't he great? One thing that makes me sad with Alara leaving, I'm hoping that Jessica Zor, who's playing Tala, the replacement for Alara, I hope she has some sort of connection to the Catan family, the Catan family, Catan family, so that Robert Picardo can make a lot more cameos on the show. Travis O'Reilly, hey JP, longtime egomaniac, do you think the Borg can make its way into the Orville universe? No, but I have a feeling, a big feeling, that the Borg is going to be a big to-do with. I'm going to be doing a whole episode about this. I just have a lot of thoughts on it, and I'm like, man, it's going to be a huge writing project to write the script for this, to get all my thoughts down. But the new Jean-Luc Picard series, I'm sure it's going to be all about the Borg. I mean, why would they bring Picard out of retirement or whatever he's doing, unless it's like they have an issue with something that only he can handle? And that issue, of course, is going to be the Borg. He knows the most about the Borg. Well, Banacos, the Borg in Discovery, they shouldn't. In no way, shape, or form should Discovery have the Borg in it, but the Borg there was an episode of Enterprise that had the Borg in it, but they figured out a loophole. It was actually pretty clever, and they didn't know it was Borg. They didn't know what they were, but they had the Borg in an episode. It was actually a pretty cool loophole. If they found some frozen Borg on Earth that were leftovers from First Contact movie. You know, the Borg came to Earth. Well, some of them went astray and actually landed in, like, you know, the Arctic and were frozen, and they come across them not knowing what they were. Pretty cool way to shove Borg into Star Trek Enterprise. Well, Doc Samson, 'cause time travel. Yeah, that's true. Now, I wouldn't mind it, and it actually would be kind of cool if Discovery, if they have to do something with the Borg, if they come across something that's not the Borg yet, but will one day become the Borg. They don't know that. They don't know it'll one day become the Borg because they don't know what the Borg is, but we, the viewer, who understand, you know, Star Trek canon, will be like, oh, snaps, they're going to be the Borg one day. That would be that would be cool, and that'd be a good way to shove it in there. Where it's a little bit of a fan service without messing with canon. Yes, Toonami, Tom. I'm gonna reference it a little bit. Toonami says, JP, have you seen Red Letter Media's review where Mike pitches his idea for Star Trek Galaxy? Yes, I have. Mike and myself, we're about the same. We're around the same age. And we're both huge Star Trek fans, so we both are usually on the same page with our thoughts on Star Trek. And his idea is great. I'm going to mention it briefly in the episode that I'm doing. We'll give him credit, of course. But then I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm going to talk about what would be a great series, and I'm going to talk about Star Trek Galaxy, his idea, his pitch. And then my pitch of what would be a great idea, and then I'm going to talk about what I think is actually going to happen. What they're actually going to do. We're going to talk about what they should do, and what I think they're actually going to do. And I'm also going to talk about ways that it might not be so bad, or how it could be saved. But that doesn't mean they're going to do it, though. I also have a way to save Discovery completely, and it doesn't involve canceling it, though I think that will eventually happen. I'm gonna do an episode about it. I won't go into it now, but I do have a way to make Star Trek Discovery, make its entire first season, everything they did in that first season, acceptable, and to make future episodes something people actually want to watch. I'll get into that later on in a video called How to Fix Star Trek Discovery Forever and ever. Do you think Alec Peters should just flip Paramount off and make Axanar anyway? Well, yes, but also the problem is, no, don't do that, because they'll make it hurt. They'll hurt him. And since we're not playing the game, let me make it so you guys' chat is a little bit more visible. Boom. Check that out. Words. The words. They're good words. Check that out, everybody. On the fly editing. Production star. What was I talking about? Oh, Axanar. No, he shouldn't do that because they'll hurt him. They're going to sue him. They're going to take his money. They're going to ruin his career. What he should do is make a Star Trek show that is more Star Trek or truer to Star Trek than actual Star Trek, and don't call it Star Trek. Don't use the characters. Make your own characters. Change the names to protect the innocent, you guys. It's something that Seth MacFarlane did in a show called The Orville. He made his own Star Trek because CBS didn't want to. He said, hey, CBS, there's no Star Trek anymore, and people want it. They want that type of thing. Let me make a Star Trek show for you because I love Star Trek. And other people love Star Trek, and it's going to make you a lot of money. They're like, no, only we can make Star Trek, and you're not the one that we want. And so he went and made his own Star Trek, and he made it not only an homage, but he made it something that's, finding its own ground and going its own way. And people love it. The Eldritch God. I like that. Here's my new Star Trek idea. Retcon everything STD. Well, wait until you hear my idea for Discovery. I promise you, it's a show that you would want to watch and you would forgive everything they did in the first season. I won't give it away, but episode 1, the opening shot, Michael Burnham gets, thrown out the airlock. But for good reasons. for good reasons. But no, I have an idea. I'll spec it out and see what you guys think. Very good point, Doc Sampson. Until the license has a single owner, we're going to continue to get what we get. That's very true. At least I feel that that's very true. Star Trek is splintered between small screen and big screen, and it's a big fight between the two houses, if you will. A pox on both the houses, I say. Paramount, like, I forgave JJ for what he did with Star Trek, to the point where I actually started enjoying the JJ movies, except for Inner Darkness. That movie, I hate it. But I forgave him for what he did, because it turns out he was under contract. If he made the Star Trek movie that he made, if he made it too Star Trek-y, too much like Star Trek, CBS would sue the hell out of him. So he had to, you know, find all these ways to make a Star Trek movie that wasn't too Star Trek-like. And it got so confusing and messed up that he decided, F this noise, and he left the franchise. And went to Star Wars, which for some reason is easier to do. You'd think that franchise would have just as many problems. Alright, let me fix this chat window a little bit. I want everybody's letters to be seen. Okay, that ought to do it. So what do you guys think about the Klingons? We saw... Now, I know what you think about the Klingons from last season. Go ahead and tell me what you think, because I never tire of complaining about those stupid things. But what do you think is going on with the new Klingons that are being redesigned? Basically, Discovery's production going, oh, sorry, we messed up, guy. How are we gonna get out of this mess? And now they have hair. Kind of look even stupider than before with the hair for some reason. Yeah, the not Klingons. Hashtag not my Klingons, Tim Murray. Tim Murray, sorry. You should go by Murray. Make it fancy. Fancy it up. Do what you want to do. Their mother has no ridges. The STD Klingons. That's what happens when a Klingon gets STDs. Richie Poole says, opening shot of corrective STD. Burnham wakes up and enters the bathroom, only to find Captain Giorgio stepping out the sonic shower. And then Michael Burnham goes, did somebody order a pizza? Because I got a pizza right here with extra pepperoni. Yeah, So I'm also going to do a video just about the Klingons. I'm doing a video this week just about Spock and another video just about the Klingons. I have to just do a lot of research because I want to give a lot of information about all the different Klingons out there. And that's very close. Eccleston's Angel, who says STD Klingons look like hairy butts. My thing that I was going to put is like they look like poops with a wig. Poops with wigs on them. JC Norris, hashtag not my Klingons. By the way, JC Norris, I actually make shirts that say hashtag not my Klingons. They're on the Egotastic FunTime merch store, where you'll also find this shirt, Shaka When the Walls Fell, with pretty colors, with extra bologna. You don't put bologna on a pizza, Doc Samson. Now, Empress Sato. Now, people are torn with Michelle Yeoh. Some people love Michelle Yeoh. I mean, I like her, but I don't like Giorgio. I don't like that character. So I'm kind of sad when I saw, even though it's kind of interesting. It looks like Philippa in the next season, who's from the Mirror Universe. Apparently, it looks like she got hired by oh, what the hell is that? God, I know what it is. I just had it in my brain like 10 minutes ago. what's that weird Starfleet faction? The dark side of Starfleet. Blah blah blah. 31 or 33 or whatever section. Yeah, there you go. Section 31. See, I said it right before I read it. Boom! It was in there. It looks like she gets hired for Section 31, which is cool. I guess. I never cared that much about Section 31, but it is kind of cool. They brought Section 31, or kind of like the inklings of Section 31, forming in Star Trek Enterprise. It was interesting. But you can see her in the trailer. She has the jet black Star Trek emblem. Ginger Sleep says, a plane is taken over by a mysterious virus. When the plane lands, it is placed under quarantine. Now a group of survivors must band together to survive the quarantine. Next summer, watch Quarantine. Oh God, I can't be an announcer. Every time I do that, it jacks up my throat. God, I should probably have a beer. I mean a soda. Actually, I don't know what the rules are. It's a beer. New Picard show will be poor lip service with Trek lingo. Some Trek lingo would be nice. One thing about Discovery, which kind of makes me mad, is like they don't seem like they have. You know how all the other Star Trek shows had scientists and stuff on call to come up with the jargon and to see if the sciencey stuff worked, if that would actually theoretically be correct. Discovery doesn't have that sciencey stuff. It has more of the sci-fantasy stuff like the Spore Drive. I'm like, shut up with the Spore Drive. I am drinking Cabin Boys Brewery, Huntman, IPA. That's why I hate it. I was in a rush when I bought this. I was like, oh, that's probably good. Everybody loves IPAs. I don't like IPAs. That's why it tastes like an orange's butthole. I had another beer last night that I bought called Prairie Bombs. I have a friend who loves Prairie Bombs. I'm always talking about Prairie Bombs. They're like 13% alcohol, right? So I'm like, yeah, Prairie Bombs. And so I bought one. I bought two, actually, in the bottle. And they're like, at the store, $7 a piece. And I cracked that baby open, put it down my gullet. Ugh, gross. I'm like, I'd rather have a LaCroix and like a giant shot of whiskey, because I love whiskey. Yeah, I should have gone with the pale ale. That's more my style. Not much on the mead, though I have it once in a while. Yes, Indian pale ale. I didn't know you guys could read that. It's kind of dark in here. Oh, that's what IPA stands for. I just got that. Indian pale ale. I'm so dumb. Now I know things. Anyway, Indian pale ale sucks. So I guess I don't like pale ale. I like amber ale. That's what I like. Jim Beam. Actually, the other night, see, my thing is, I gotta tie this in with Star Trek. My favorite synthahol is Sailor Jerry. That's my jam. But the store was out of Sailor Jerry the other day, so I had to go with Captain Morgan. It was all right. Eccleston's Angel. Beer is disgusting. Well, it depends on the beer. Some beer that is disgusting, people like, and some beer that's not disgusting, other people like. People like all kinds of different stuff. I don't like... Rob Crawford says dark beer. I actually like dark beer. I just don't drink it because it fills me up too much. I'll have one dark beer and I'm like... And I'm like, damn it, I still got 4 more beers to drink. I'm never going to get through these. Now, here's a question that I have. I can't just jump to it, unfortunately. But you know when Giorgio, when they first reveal her in the trailer, and she takes that hood off, and you see that alien creature, and it turns out to be a holographic disguise, which also, by the way, F that. F that they should not have that in that time frame. But also the Orville had that first. What? Star Trek Discovery stealing from the Orville. Anyway, that creature that she was, that looked kind of like the cat creature, the cat alien from Star Trek the Animated Series. Did you guys notice that? But what if it's not that? What if it's Star Trek Discovery's version of a Romulan? That's what the Romulans look like. I don't know. We don't know until it actually airs. I'm cool beans if it's the cat alien from Star Trek Animated Series, because that's pretty cool if they would do that. If it's their version of the Romulans, I'm going to punch CBS All Access app on my computer, boom, with my fist. Alexander Blatton says, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll suck. Well, I can't say that's not true. I can say, oh, come on now. Because they don't have a great track record, but it might not. They do some cool things sometimes if you just forget what you're watching. Sometimes, not completely, not through the whole episode, but there might be like 1 minute in an episode. You're like, oh, that 1 minute was pretty cool. Neera Chan says, hey, what's going on, by the way? STD stealing an idea? Nah, they didn't steal from the Tardigrades video game. LOL. Speaking of the Tardigrades video game, what I originally wanted to do instead of Star Trek Online, my whole plan was to stream that game, the Tardigrades game. I'm like, oh, that'd be a great game, even though it seems boring as hell. It's one of those games you gotta read stuff. Like I said before, I don't like reading things. Except for your comments, of course. Keep them coming. I wanted to play the Tardigrades game so we can compare and contrast what was stolen. But I couldn't find a downloadable version of it anywhere. I don't know if it was just like taken away or what. Maybe CBS said, oh, we'll pay you money to take this down. Because I know that CBS, the reason that they got rid of the tardigrade, the actual, you know, tardigrade creature in season 1, was because it was part of their deal that they're making with the creator of Tardigrade, the game. They said, hey, you know what we'll do? We'll take the actual tardigrade out. And we'll attach that shit to Stamets. We'll give Stamets some things in his arms and have him control it. Because, yeah. But yeah, I couldn't find the game. Because that would have been very interesting. I was going to act it out and everything for you guys. Richie Poole says, the Earth-Romulan War occurred 100 years before Kirk encountered them in the original series. Yeah, I think that's... I just don't think anyone... during that war, I don't think anyone laid eyes on the Romulans. No one actually saw what they looked like until the original series episode... I can't remember what it's called. I knew it the other day. But, yes, in Star Trek Enterprise, they did encounter a Romulan minefield. That was the very first encounter with Romulans. That's when they said, oh my god, there's a thing called Romulans, and they have minefields. And I guess the actual war took place between that, you know, not shortly after that, I guess. Romulans did know about Earth long before we knew about them, though. They were actually kind of interested in us because of our emotional side. They're like, whoa, these dudes are emotional. Balance of terror, that's exactly it. That's when Sarek was a Romulan. Which is really weird, because I'm like, Sarek makeup isn't much different from the Romulan makeup. I'm like, how did they get away with that? Well, I guess they got away with having 2 Darrens in Bewitched, so. Richie, Balance of Terror is your dad's favorite episode? That's a good episode. The first 2 seasons of the original series had a lot of really good episodes. We won't get too much into season 3 though. One thing I appreciated about Star Trek Beyond, the movie Star Trek Beyond, which is probably the best, the most Star Trek-ish movie, while still being a movie. And by Star Trek-ish, I mean, you know, of the feel of the original series. Not the original series movies, but the original series, which was, you know, a campy 60s sci-fi show. It took place during their 4th year as a crew together. Star Trek Beyond took place in their 4th year, the beginning of their 4th year. They just finished their 3rd year. So basically, it's the 4th season of the original series that we never got. And so right then I was like, oh, snaps, we're in the 4th season. Pretty cool. Anyway, that's just a stupid thing I nerded out on when I watched that movie. Yeah, Nervachan says they have no way of making STD link up with the original series timeline, especially since it looks nothing like the original series. Yeah, well, the thing is I mean, you know, the way technology looks, cool, fine, looks nicer, that's fine, because you just can't get away from that, because it's, you know, it's our future too as far as technology goes. 2018, we can make stuff look fly as hell, yo. But in the trailer, when Christopher Pike first boards Discovery, and he's wearing, you know, it looks fancy and cool, but it does look like his original uniform. If you go back and watch the cage, you know, even though it's got the fanciness to it, the pants, the boots, everything looks like the original one, except for the collar. That's a disco thing. It's the first time on Discovery I'm like, oh god, that actually looks like Star Trek. This looks like a Star Trek show. But then he gets right into that Discovery uniform. I'm like, you guys ruined it. Small Yoda says, Small Yoda, regular Yoda, Small Yoda. Small Yoda says, JP, you should watch Star Trek Continues. They do a great job honoring TOS canon and characters and story. I've seen a little bit of it back when it was brand new. And yes, it's pretty sweet, but I haven't like really watched it. I think I did watch a full episode of it at one point, but it's been so long at this point. And back then I was thinking of it as just a fan film, which it is, but I didn't realize at the time that fan films would be, at least as of yet, the last of real Star Trek. Jamie House says, I like the new uniforms, like finally it's color. That's how I felt. I'm like, okay, you know, you could tell what people are, you know, you could tell what position they have on the ship. It looks like Star Trek uniforms, just cooler and newer, 2018, whatever. But he gets right into the Discovery thing. I'm sure by the second half of the episode, he is wearing that blue with the gold crap, you know, uniforms, because, you know, Starfleet is basically a military where every ship just wears what they want. Everchan says, I have to disagree, JP. Two completely different shirt uniform styles. Yeah, it is a different style. A uniform jacket is not the same as a turtleneck long sleeve. No, it's different. I mean, I could imagine it as I think of it as a reimagining that fits the original, as opposed to Discovery, which is more like, God, it's almost closer to what they wore in Enterprise, mixed with a little bit of what they wore in the motion picture, mixed with a bunch of gold crap. Like, this uniform needs more gold. Doc Samson says, LOL. Actually acted out with. That's the uniform code in Star Trek Online. Wear what you want. That's true. First thing I did was, well, here's the thing is, I created my uniform before I started playing. I was like, oh, this looks badass. And then as soon as you start playing, they make you wear whatever they want you to wear. Nervachan says, to me, it's simple as that. Sesame Street rhyme. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. That ST Pike had brown hair. Yeah, he did. He had brown hair with not like full gray, but gray just scattered through. It wasn't like Mitt Romney, like somebody said earlier. Banako says there's a whole story about how Discovery would have been more true Star Trek, but CBS had Les Moonves. Fucking Les Moonves, man. Did much to ruin the original vision. Ironically, Moonves recently resigned. Yeah. Can Disco now be changed? They're already trying to make some improvements. I just really feel it's probably too little too late. But next season, some things that I think are great, that maybe, too bad they didn't do this in the last season. It's like almost like if they were able to create a time vortex, go through it, and then get rid of the entire first season and just start with this second season, it could have been saved. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. The trailer looks hopeful. That stuff Pike was saying about Starfleet is this or that, I'm like, boom, that sounds like something a captain would say in Star Trek. Pretty cool. It's they're finally going to have a captain that is a real Starfleet captain who's, you know, trying to do the right thing. This is like the first time they're going to have that, really. They're trying, you know, you see a lot of scenes where not just Tilly, but other people are smiling and laughing and having a good time with each other. Funny things are happening a little bit, you know, not necessarily super funny, but, you know, there's some levity. There's going to be a change in tone, which I think is good. We'll just see how I don't know if they're ever going to dig themselves out of this Klingon thing. Because here's the thing, is when the Picard series eventually comes, and the new Starfleet series eventually comes, and the Khan series eventually comes, these are all things they're working on, and bringing them to CBS All Access, which is also another horrible abomination that they shouldn't do. Are they going to have the Klingons that we know they're supposed to have in those series that take place, you know, in the 24th century or the 2399, I think, is when the Picard series takes place, which will be cool because they're going to have a New Year's Eve episode at the end of the season, which I guarantee you they do, which will finally bring us into the 25th century, which is interesting. You can't have Discovery Klingons show up there, and you can't have those Klingons show up on Discovery, but they're all supposed to be part of the same franchise. They're supposed to be in the same timeline. How are they going to do that? I have no idea how they're going to do that. And having Picard deal with Klingons that look like that disco crap, hairy poop monsters now, is not going to work, you guys. They have to fix it. I just don't know the way out of it. The only thing I could think of is you cancel Discovery, and we'll all just agree that it never happened. I'll be fine with that. They can fix if they fix the series and it's great, or okay, or acceptable, they have to fix the Klingon thing. And I don't know how they're going to do that without some sort of time travel thing. And the time travel thing would have to be going back to the Big Bang, so that the entire evolutionary path that the Klingons took when they first came out of the water or whatever completely changes. Their environment has to change. I don't know how they're going to do it, you guys. It's a conundrum for sure. Red shirts equal straight white males. Dan Mans. Well, I don't know. It's, no, because, one of the main deaths of the season from, you know, people on the ship, was, the doctor. Their doctor got killed, and he wasn't a straight white man. But Also, maybe I'm wrong, because that guy is, I can't remember his character's name, or I don't know his real name either. I'm just gonna call him my so-called life guy. My so-called life guy. He's supposed to be back next season. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but they'll come up with something. It's probably during that part when Stamets in the trailer, and Tilly, you know, it's Tilly, and Stamets is like, he's like being a Ghostbuster, and he has that proton pack, and he's like, this might hurt a little bit, and he's like, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Who are you gonna call? And he whips that Slimer right out of her. Maybe that's gonna be Stamets' soul in there. I don't know. All I know is it's probably a bad idea. However they figure out how to do it. Star Wreck Discovery. Harry Butts, JP Harry Butts! Eccleston says. JC Norris, I've never seen an episode of STD. I even have a CBS All Access subscription. Well, JC Norris, you have CBS All Access. What are you using it for? Because all the other stuff on there, except for a couple of other originals, but I don't know if anyone's watching those shows. There's only like a handful of them. All the other stuff is actually already available over the antenna or on CBS if you haven't cut the cord yet. You might as well watch STD. Now, I don't know what to do about that. Now, I'll be talking about all future episodes of STD as they come out, good or bad. I'll try to be extremely fair about what they do right, and definitely I'll talk about what they do wrong. And some things I'll probably just throw my hands up and say, okay, I'm just going to pretend it's not Star Trek, and just say, hey, that was pretty good, or whatever, or not. And so you'll be caught up on season 2 if you watch my show, and you'll be caught up on all of the short treks, because I'm covering all those as well. JC Norris, you're watching FBI, Big Bang Theory, etc. I can just... Big Bang Theory is on like 24/7 on the antenna, free over the air, HD. FBI. But hey man, you do what you want to do. You watch what you want to watch. JC, do you plan on watching the new Twilight Zone show when it starts? I'm sure that's coming really soon on CBS. Since I have to have CBS anyway, I'm totally going to be watching that. Because that's not something they could screw up. If it's bad, hey, whatever. It's an anthology series. Let's go watch regular Twilight Zone. But I'm sure it'll be pretty good. Jordan Peele, come on. It's not the same thing as like a Star Trek franchise or a Star Wars franchise. JC Norris, you don't have an antenna, you just go to the store. $8.99. You get the cheapest set of banana ears. Yeah, cheapest set of rabbit ears. That's all you need. You don't need a special thing. Even regular rabbit ears receives HD signal. An HD signal through the antenna, as long as you got an okay signal, is better than what you would get from the cable box because it's not compressed. CP Linstructor. I don't know how to say that, but I got instructor. Discovery is illegitimate. It's illegitimate. They should be impeached. JC Norris, I hate commercials. Yeah, well, do you have the $9.99 a month version of... I'm just going to keep grilling you, JC. $9.99 a month version of CBS All Access? Because if you have the $5.99 version, you still get commercials. Never Chance says, practice safe star tracking. Avoid STD. I can't, because I'm talking about it. I probably... if I wasn't going to be covering it and talking about it, what I would do is what I did with season 1, is I waited till it was all out. I got the free trial, and then I binge watched them. Which is actually was tough because it really put me in a dark place in my life doing that. Having that big chunk, 15-hour chunk of Discovery over the couple days. And like I didn't want to write for the show. I didn't want to edit anything. So I didn't even put out any videos. And I blame Star Trek Discovery. But now that it's going to be, you know, once a week with some breaks, I'm like, okay, I can do that. And we'll talk about it. And I'll tell you what I like. And definitely talk about what I don't like. Because I'm sure there'll be tons. Doc Sampson says, more beers. He's getting friendly. Oh, I'm always friendly. I need a lot more beers than 2. Well, I've barely had 2 sips off this one. Chug, chug, chug. Oh, shocking, my walls are falling. Never Chance says, if you do an episode by episode review of the series, you're going to bore those of us who hate it. Hey, you know what? I bet you I won't. I bet you I'll keep you up to date and entertain you. But it's okay, because even when I'm doing those episodes, I'm still going to be doing Orville episodes every single week as well as, you know, other topics if I can, you know, afford the time. But, so they'll all be clearly marked. If you don't want to watch the Star Trek stuff, go ahead and skip it. That's fine. It won't hurt my feelings. You got to watch what you want to watch and don't watch what you don't want to watch. I'll be covering the Orville even, you know, Orville's always going to be my main focus. I'm just trying to find, I'm just working harder to get more time to put the other stuff in there, but not take away time from Orville. Edgy Pumpkin says, in season 2 of those are Iconians, the red dots are spheres. Yeah, they gotta be Iconian gateways, right? Or maybe, the red matter. God, I hope it's not red matter. I swear to you, I hope it's not red matter, which is also spheres, by the way, a sphere of red matter. I hope it's not that. Maybe the Iconians need the red matter for something, and they're trying to get it. They discovered the red matter. They're like, oh, we need to get it and use it for our things that we need it for, which might be traveling back in time to save their culture and society from being destroyed 200,000 years ago. What? Because that's something Iconians would want, right? Right? Did I just figure it out right now? Iconians are gathering red matter so that they could travel through time and stop their society, their civilization from being destroyed 200,000 years ago, which also puts the Klingons, it affects the Klingons planet in some way where things on that planet evolve differently to look like regular Klingons. And it also affects the universe where Michael Burnham was never born. What? Did I just figure it out? Oh, dude, the Orville Online, that'd be great. I'm really waiting for some, not only third party, but some Orville stuff to come out from the actual studio, from Fox. They got a few shirts, whatever. You can get an iPad case on the Fox store. I got a bunch of stuff, but it's, you know, it's all stuff I designed on the t-shirt store. Excuse me, the beer's making me go boop. But I'm waiting for, like, I know they're gonna be doing action figures because the likenesses of all the actors early in the year, they all signed off on their likenesses, which are going to be used for toys. So we're eventually going to get that. We're eventually going to get Funko Pops. I guarantee you. I have a few Funko Pops. I'm not a Funko Pop guy. I'm not one of those YouTubers that have Funko Pops in the background. But if they have Orville Funko Pops, I'm going to get all of them, okay? Every variation. Orville Monopoly. Orville playing cards. Orville apps. I want all the Orville stuff. They don't have it yet. They're missing out. What's up, SC? Oh my god, that'd be amazing. SC says, maybe they will sell a Boerville figure of the dog licking its balls. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's from the pilot episode when they're going down to Epsilon Prime. and they're talking to that doctor. He's like, oh, God, we need the supplies. No, just kidding. You need to come down and talk to us. And the whole time in the background, his dog's licking his balls. And nobody says anything. And then as soon as the call's over and Captain and Kelly leave, Jay Lee is like, you see that dog licking his balls? And Gordon's like, it's the first thing I saw. Worship the Kelly. I need to get back to doing machinima videos. I think I need to do the Orville Destroys Discovery. You should. I have, I'm waiting for some footage. I was really disappointed in the Orville DVD that was just released, because I was really looking forward to some special features, a blooper reel specifically. I need a blooper reel, and I need some interviews of actors in uniform, because I have a great idea. It's going to take an incredible amount of editing to do it, but I have a great idea for another Orville sketch video that I put together, where I'm going to make it look like they're doing an episode of Parks and Recreation, and I'm going to redo the entire Parks and Rec theme song, the intro, you know, with all the different pictures zipping around, all with Orville stuff. And I'm going to have scenes that I'm going to put together from episodes mixed with the bloopers, mixed with the interviews, that make it look like Parks and Rec. But I don't have the blooper reels, damn it. You know they're out there. What's up, Travis? Hey, JP, marry, kiss, kill, who? Who are we talking about? Well, Bonacos, is Norm Macdonald returning for Orville Season 2? There hasn't been any word yet. There hasn't been any Yaphet stuff yet, and that's because, like, I remember when we saw the trailer, when the Season 2 trailer hit, everyone's like, hey, oh my God, where's Yaphet? Where's Yaphet? Well, the thing is with that trailer, in my breakdown of it, you'll see that with the one episode I did where I show you every single scene from Season 1 of the Orville that was in that trailer, and it turns out to be like, I think it was 20-something scenes from Season 1 that were in the trailer, and I tracked them all down, but there's no Yaphet. And I figured out the reason there's no Yaphet is because that's digital. No digital stuff from Season 2 was shown in that trailer, because none of the digital work, none of the effect stuff has been done yet. That's why all the fancy effect stuff in that trailer was from Season 1, because that was, you know, all complete. So Yaphet is a digital thing, so that'll be the last thing done. I'm sure Yaphet is in the episode, or is in the season, and I'm sure if Norm Macdonald will be voicing him, but I bet you that work hasn't even started yet, because Norm Macdonald doesn't need to be on set. He just goes in on a weekend and records all this stuff. He could probably record his entire season of stuff in one session. But I do know that Yaphet is going to be in it, because just a couple months ago, one of the cast members posted a picture of the Thing. They have this little blob that kind of looks like Yaphet, like a little green blob that they use on set for scenes with Yaphet, that they talk to this green blob. It's just like a, you know, stupid cheap prop. They talk to that and just pretend it's Yaphet, and then later on in post, which, you know, they're barely getting to that stuff, they superimpose, you know, all the Yaphet stuff on there, and then they put in Norm Macdonald's voice that he's, you know, that he records. And so none of that work's probably been done yet, so that's why we didn't see Yaphet, but I'm sure he's going to be there. Yaphet's a big deal, you guys. Nirvachan, if you bombed me with too much STD, I'm gonna Yaphet all over your shoes. Well, Nirvachan, I can tell you, I got a lot of Star Trek stuff coming up, because there's just so much to talk about. But then it'll fade out a little bit because there's less to talk about. And but every week I'll be doing Orville stuff, and then of course when Orville comes back, boom, it's gonna be a lot of Orville stuff, just like last season. And then but it will be STD and Orville stuff every week because STD comes back in January. So there'll probably be some overlap. I think STD probably comes on Sundays, and then the Orville will be Thursdays. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to find time to do all that, but I'm going to do it no matter what, because we just have too much of an egotastic fun time together, you guys. JC Norris, yeah. Have you seen Norm's new talk show on Netflix? I have. I haven't seen I didn't watch the last couple episodes, but I watched the first 3 or 4. And I liked it, but also at the same time, I'm like, man, this is weird. Like, it feels, some of the interviews, I don't think the people they were interviewing were like fully on board or, you know, interested the whole time. They're like, okay, I've had enough of this. But yeah, I like it, but I was just like, I don't want to see Norm interview that person because I feel like he might make that person feel uncomfortable. But I like it, but I hate Adam Negat or whatever his assistant's name is. I hate that guy. I don't have a reason to hate him. I'm like, dude, you don't need to be on the show. Let's just have Norm and then some other talented person on there. CP Instructor, Picard could be great or a disaster. That is very much true. I still have to do my episode on Picard, what I think is going to happen, why they're bringing him out. I might have that this week, but it's a big to-do. It's a lot of research. It's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I don't know how long that one's going to take me to put together. Even though it's a regular simple video, it usually takes me 6 to 7 hours to complete. It could go either way. It could be great. I'm not even gonna say it could be great. It could be okay, or it could be a disaster. Most likely it could be a disaster, but I don't want it to be, and it doesn't have to be. So maybe they've learned a lot when they brought, you know, all the errors they've made with Discovery and bringing back Star Trek and doing Star Trek again. Maybe they'll fix it in the Picard series. Oh, Richie, there's plenty of time, JP. Just quit your day job, give up your apartment, and start posting from under a bridge. I want to quit my job so bad. More this week than ever before with stuff that was going on this week with my job. But, man, I can't. I'd love to. My whole goal is to build this channel up enough where it can be enough money where I can go get another job. But right now I have, you know, you start a new job and they're not going to pay you quite enough. You have to work there a little bit of time. But if this, you know, which it's building up every year, it's a bigger to do, this channel, which is great. If it gets built up enough where I can, like, okay, this is enough chump change here for a fellow like me, where I'm like, okay, I could go get another job that's a little less stressful and allows me a little bit more time to work on this. Because I'm not a person that likes my job very much. I actively dislike it. Give you a little personal stuff there. Yaphet Bill Cosby, the doctor. Yeah, but he didn't know it. Actually, the doctor Bill Cosby'd him. Actually, that was Derulio. Derulio Bill Cosby, the doctor. Actually, Derulio Bill Cosby, Yaphet. Yaphet didn't know it. He was the carrier. And then, yeah, I guess indirectly he did Bill Cosby, the doctor. And then the Dr. Kavanaugh Yaphet at the end there. CP Instructor, I do tech support. Ask me how much I like my job, LOL. That's so funny. Just day before yesterday, as far as IT goes, I was talking with an IT person helping with my job, and I was thinking, God, the stuff an IT person has to do. Imagine doing that all day, and then also having to deal with people that have no idea what you do but need you to do it. And they're trying to tell you how to do your job, not knowing anything about how your job is done. Small Yoda. The real question is, who are the writers going to be for the Picard show? If it's the same people as STD, then we are screwed. I don't think it is, and actually, I think the writers are... I think some of them are knowable. I haven't done my research, but Patrick Stewart just posted a picture, I think 2 weeks ago. They just started sitting down, getting the show ready. You know, they're in the office together, they're in a round table, and they're talking. They got a board up on the wall, what it's going to be. They're figuring out this show, and I think the writers were there. Some of the writers are maybe people that... A writer, and that writer's going to hire writers. We're going to see. We're going to see. They probably have to really figure out what the show's going to be and then hire writers that can make that thing that they came up with. But stuff like that, that's considered news. And when that information comes out, you know I'll be reporting it. Seaplane Instructor, I missed the It Crowd. Didn't the It Crowd only do like 2 seasons? Was it 2 or 3? Deconstruction, what's going on? Deconstruction says, because of the rights issues between CBS and Paramount, Picard has to be different from TNG. That's why they keep describing him as a Picard you've never seen before. Well, does he have to be different for the... CBS can do what they want as far as TV goes, so they can make it however they want. I know on the big screen, there's some limitations, especially on Paramount. I think Paramount's side is the side that's screwed the most. Picard you've never seen before. I'm fine with that because this is Picard 20 years in the future. Finally, Star Trek that continues the timeline. Finally, which means is, except for a few things, you can't make the Klingons look like hairy poop monsters. You can't. You just can't. They got they got free reign to do whatever they want. Any situation they want to do, they can do it because it's not messing with anything because it takes place in the future, in the future's future. All Star Trek takes place in the future. But a Picard that's 20 years older and is changed from his experiences, to quote Patrick Stewart, I'm fine with that. Hopefully it's a change that's enjoyable to watch and not a big downer. That's one problem. But yeah, 20 years later, of course he's going to be different. I mean, I'm different. We're all different every 5 years. Like, every 5 years we think back how we were 5 years prior. And we're like, well, maybe some of us are like, oh, dang, what was awesome. Me, I'm like, dude, I was an idiot. And then 5 years from now, I'm going to say, damn, I was an idiot. I just get more amazing every 5 years. But we'll see what they do. I'm hoping to get a little bit of an inkling, coming out of what's going on with that show, but I think it's going to be a long time. I don't think we're even going to see that show till maybe 2020. 2020 is probably when it's going to come out. And because if they're just barely in this little infancy stage of figuring it out, it's going to be a while. But also, I guarantee you it's going to be the 15 episode story arc thing. It's not going to be 22, 26 episodes. Also, one thing that I've said a lot is just because Picard's in it doesn't mean Picard is the star. Or it might be setting it up where, because Patrick Stewart's 80 years old, right? And even though he's going to live forever, there's a chance that he might not. So they might do a storyline that sets it up where, yeah, Picard's on there, but in case something happens, he gets tired, he dies, something like that, they can pass the show on to the rest of the cast without Picard. So we'll see what happens. I'll be talking all about it when I put my theories on paper. Right now it's just a bunch of random thoughts. Richie, that's my big worry. That's one of my worries. The first thing I worried about. Richie says, unless Stewart is reduced to simply telling stories about his younger self, at which point they ignore canon with a younger Picard. Yeah, that's one of my... when they first announced it, I'm like, oh god, why don't they just do it where old man Picard is just telling stories of his time on the Stargazer. and we're getting Stargazer stuff, I'm like, boom, it just becomes a prequel again. I hope they don't do that. I mean, they might do, you know, a little scene like that, a flashback in an episode, you know, a 5-10 minute thing where Picard's thinking about something. I hope they don't do that, because then we're back to the prequel thing. You know, fooling us with continuing the timeline, and I'm sure we'll have, you know, Picard in the 20 years in the future, and it'll just keep going back to the flashbacks, and then maybe the flashback will connect to what he's going through now in the episode. But if it's split up like that, I'm going to be super angry. And I'm going to do episodes super angry. Nerchon says, Richie Poole agreed. I hope it's Picard as an admiral or something. See, what I think it will be is, I mean, yeah, he could be an admiral. It might be cool if he's been an admiral. He can't be a captain. He just can't. I mean, he'd be a big F up if he has this amazing captain career and it doesn't lead anywhere. Or he doesn't want it to lead anywhere. 80 years old, you're too old to be a captain of a ship. I'm sorry, no matter how awesome you are. Maybe it was he was an admiral for a little while. We all know Picard would not like being an admiral, so maybe he did that for a little while and then eventually decides, hey, I'm going to retire from that. I'm going to go do the vineyard like he did in All Good Things. In that future, he knows that that was a possibility in his mind because he experienced that possible future. So he goes to the vineyard, but hopefully it's in a way where he's not like, oh, I'm hiding from the world and I'm grumpy and all this stuff. He's like, man, I just learned to love doing my family business, you know, have something being lightweight like that. Or maybe he's doing the archaeology stuff because he loves that. That's his other passion. That was his alternate career that he could have taken. So maybe he decided to finally retire from being an admiral and do the archaeology stuff, but then something happens, something kicks off, like, we need you back for this one thing, you're the only one that can help. And he's like, fine, okay, let's do it. And then have Picard trying to deal with this younger crew and how things are done now and how things used to be done. And, you know, or maybe Picard's put in a situation where he has to take command, but he doesn't want to, but it's the only choice that they have because, you know, their captain gets killed or whatever. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of ways to do it, and in every way that they could do it, they could do it right or they could do it wrong. The Grim Panda. I know I keep asking, but not sure if you're seeing it and not wanting to talk about it, but because I'm curious. Did you see the Red Letter Media video discussing their pitch? I did. Someone else asked that. Star Trek Galaxy. Mike from Red Letter Media gave his pitch. And it's a show I would watch. I know for a fact they're not going to do that show, but that is a show I would watch. So in my episode that's coming up that I'm doing about what they might do with Picard in the Picard series, what they should do and what they probably will do and what they can do, I'll be talking about Mike's pitch a little bit, and then I'll talk about my pitch. But I want to give him credit, and I want to, that's a great video to watch. So, I'll let people know, hey, watch that. I used to be big on Red Letter Media back in the day. I just, every once in a while, I'll pop them on and watch them because I love them and respect them so much, and their comedy is, really speaks to me. I just don't have the time, but every once in a while, I'll pop them on if I have the time. But way back in the day, back in the Plinkett Star Trek reviews and Star Wars reviews, I had that shit on repeat. I was just watching it all the time. Small Yoda, JP, I figure with the new Picard show, they could do it like the TWOK where he's on a new Enterprise and the Borg invade Picard. The Borg invade and Picard has to take over because he has the experience. Yeah, I'm thinking there's a huge chance that it's all about the Borg as far as bringing him back because he has the experience. I don't know if it'll be, he's doing something else and then the Borg attack. I think the Borg will attack and they're like, we need Picard back. And then they go and convince him to come back. Kind of like CBS convinced him to come back to the series. He's like, I can't do it. And they're like, how about we give you a bunch of money? He's like, yeah, I probably can do it. Make it so. Maggot Zero #1 with a lot of zeros after it. Concerned citizen, thank you for a concern, by the way. Jordy also asked him in All Good Things if he should call him an ambassador. That's right, he did. I'm sure he became an ambassador, and we know he probably just didn't like it. Basically flying around, you know, space in a desk, with a desk. The Grim Panda. When I saw the Patrick Stewart photo of when they are in the meeting room, it looks like they are watching something. I'm curious if they were watching that video also. RLM. I can't remember what RLM. Love RLM. Oh, Red Letter Media. Of course. Yes, they're amazing. I wish I had the time. I would make so many videos. RLM style. I would go to Milwaukee and say, knock on their door and say, hey, I just want to say what's up. I love your work. Yeah, I don't know if they could have been watching something, or if they might have been looking at a board with, you know, ideas. Maybe there was a word cloud on a dry erase board. See you later, Bebop Big Shot. Gonna go watch that. I'll be back. Yeah, I'm actually after this. I don't even know what time it is. Let me check and see on my iPhone, my Galaxy Note 8. This episode is brought to you by Galaxy Note 8. Oh, new patron, Michael Rose. I don't know if you're on the chat here. Yeah, there you are. What's up, Michael Rose? Thank you so much. I just got a alert from Patreon. Michael Rose is now a patron of Egotastic FunTime. I thank you so much, Michael. I'll send you a personal message later on the Patreon page. Jeremy Hitty, it's time to get ill. What if the disco crew end up accidentally create the Borg? Ooh, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. It'd be like a circular thing. I don't know how they would do that. Oh my god, that one chick that works the navigation. She got that thing. Oh, she might be the first Borg. She's the Borg Queen. What? They don't even give her any lines on the show, except for I think she said yes one time. Or something. She might be the Borg Queen, you guys. That blew my minds. Thank you very much, concerned citizen. Gotta run, and Aaron, JP, love you. Bye-bye. As long as Michael gets assimilated first. But Michael Rose, that will only make her stronger. Richie Poole, JP, I really enjoy these live chats. I do too. I'm always nervous about them. Especially because I'm always trying to do something fancy, like playing, you know, Star Trek Online at the beginning. And I spend like a couple hours getting everything fixed, working, make sure it works, and then at some point none of it works, so I have to do it all over again, get it working, and then it works, and then we, you know, I go live and we play, and it's just like blah. It's better just to chat, right? I can't wait for some more trailers and stuff to come out for the Orville, because when that happens, we're gonna talk about it. But also, you know, we'll be doing our first live stream super chat pre-show explosion for the Orville, December 30th. And I suppose we'll be doing, I don't know how the live stream explosions are going to do with Star Trek Discovery. We're not going to do a pre-show for that because that's internet. That's a web series, basically. It doesn't air. It just shows up one day. So I'll probably do that with a... I'll watch the episode, and then maybe the next day, you know, if people have time to watch it, we'll talk about it the next day and see what we thought, and see what we want to, you know, give kudos to, but mostly complain, probably. Maybe there'll be some kudos. I like kudos. I prefer kudos. One of the reasons I started doing Talking the Orville is because I wanted something fun to talk about that I like. But I love Star Trek so much, I just hate that drives me nuts now. but I want to talk about it, so I might as well. Jamie House, been an awesome chat, but just realized it's 3:15. Oh my God! Cheers to you, Jamie. I appreciate it. You know, I'll try to do these chats more often. You know, every time news comes on, I don't want to just pop on and just talk to talk. I want to have a reason to talk. You know, share. You know, something. The whole point of doing my show in the first place, which is why I'm always asking questions of the audience to get you guys to comment on the videos, is the whole point the whole reason I started my channel was because I missed the days when, you know, there'd be a show like Lost or Star Trek, whatever, and they came on every week and everybody watched the same shows, or, you know, your friends watched the same shows, and people at work watched the same shows. So everybody watched it, and then they get together and they talk about it. They'd be like, hey, what did you think about that? Oh, what do you think's going to happen next week? That's just gone nowadays, in my life at least. So I'm like, I'm going to start a show and hopefully have conversations with people about, oh, what's going to happen on this? What's going to happen on that? What did you think about that? It's because I'm lonely. Bonacos like, it's only 7:15 here. Bonacos is ready to party. Yeah, I probably got to drop out too pretty soon because I got to go watch Doctor Who. Now, we've talked about the Orville, and we'll probably still will for a little bit here. Talk about Star Trek. What did you guys think of the premiere of Doctor Who last week? I don't mean to seem too rough, JP. I'm just a classic TOS fan. Hey, man. It's classic TOS. That's what it's all about. I build a lot of TOS stuff. I just think the CBS does such a poor excuse. It's true. CBS is really, I don't know. It's like, I don't know why they want to change stuff that they don't need to change. I like stuff looking cool or whatever, you know, up to par with today's, you know, tech or whatever. I just don't know why they have to change certain things that worked before that they don't need to change. JC North, I like the 13th Doctor. Yeah, totally. I was really happy with it. I mean, it's going to be a couple episodes with the new Doctor to see if she can really turn it up to 11, because the first couple episodes as an actress, she's still trying to figure it out. All the Doctors were trying, everyone who's ever played the Doctor is always trying to figure out the first couple episodes behind the scenes, what they're going to do. I'm hoping she can really turn it up, get really weird with it. I was kind of sad because there's a opportunity for comedy when at the very end she finally gets her outfit and she has the earring thing. I wish they didn't have the earring thing because I really wanted a scene of her going to get an earring, you know, getting her ears pierced, and I think that could have been a hilarious little bit in an episode. Yeah, we're still waiting for her to make up with the TARDIS. The TARDIS doesn't like her. The TARDIS rejected her. So she doesn't even have the TARDIS yet. We got to find the TARDIS and make amends. I like how she made her own sonic screwdriver, kind of, you know, Padawan Jedi style. No worries, Edgy Pumpkin. I'm here for the Orville Trek stuff. I'm not anything else sci-fi unless GOT, Game of Thrones. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Edgy Pumpkin. It's gonna, conversation's gonna go back and forth. Yeah, a bit of a Tenet vibe. Eric the Red's like, spoiler? Nah, I won't tell you. No spoilers. But yeah, it's there's a lot of sci-fi stuff I'd like to talk about, but there's a lot of shows that I've missed because as soon as I started working on this show a few years ago, and it's really taken a lot of time. So, you know, The Expanse is supposed to be amazing, and I'm like, God, I'd have to catch up on like 3 seasons because I do have a rule: I don't talk too much about old stuff unless it relates to new stuff, just because most people don't want to hear about old stuff. You know, like if I did a review of a classic Trek episode, it doesn't work. People don't want to watch it unless it relates to, you know, a new Trek show or episode of the Orville. So I'll do something that happened on the Orville, and then I'll tie in some classic Trek thing that it reminds me of. Rob Crawford's Game of Thrones. I just talked about that. Small Yoda says, hey JP, would you consider talking about other shows like The Expanse when it comes back? It's great and it has some characters and great story. Yeah, I'd have to get, and I might do that. Actually, did The Expanse get renewed? Or is this the last season? If this is the last season, it might not matter. But I'd have to get caught up on it and then talk about the new episodes as they come out. So I might go ahead and do that. I do have access to all the previous episodes of The Expanse. I started watching it a few months ago, just the first episode, but it was late at night and I had a few too many, so I couldn't, you know, I was like, I gotta turn this off. I'm not in the right frame of mind. Hey Doc, thanks for stopping by. Actually, I gotta get out here too. Oh man, Battlestar Galactica was fun. Edgy Pumpkin, if you like Battlestar Galactica, you must love Star Trek Discovery, because it's basically Battlestar Discovery. Alright, thumbs up for The Expanse. It's on Amazon Prime. Yes, that's where I got it. Hey, what's up, Juan Steven? Yeah, I think Mr. Robot is done. Yeah, I actually loved the Battlestar Galactica reboot. That was pretty great. Oh, Bezos renewed Expanse. Okay, so maybe I'll get caught up on that, and then I'll talk about the upcoming season as it's coming out. Rehashing old stuff, I don't think people are gonna care too much. Well, as far as feel, STD is more of a Battlestar Galactica type thing. It's not a Star Trek thing. But you know what's better than Star Trek Discovery being, you know, gritty like Battlestar Galactica? Battlestar Galactica! Battlestar Galactica was awesome. Remember that crazy theme song? I loved it. Every time that theme song came on, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. What's number 6 wearing tonight? Good night, Eric the Red. Small Yoda, JP, I love Battlestar Galactica, so I love The Expanse because it's heir to the show, but I don't like Discovery at all. That's a lot of people. But there are people that love Discovery. They comment all the time. They're usually not very happy with me, but I like that people like it. I don't like it. I want to like it, but I don't like it, but I'm glad that other people like it, or some people like it. Union Point Dropout. Hey, how's it going, Union Point? One thing that other sci-fi really lacks is the discovery of tons of alien civilizations and culture. It feels like other shows just give you a brief taste of it. That's true. Season 2 of Discovery, there's supposed to be. Now, this could all just be, you know, Kurtzman just feeding us a line, but next season is supposed to be about discovery and diplomacy, as opposed to, oh, we're at war, I can do whatever I want because it's war. They says I could do what I want. I can fly this ship and fire on anybody because it's war. Okay, calm down. That's not Star Trek. But next season is supposed to be Discovery, the show, you know, the namesake of the show. Union Point Dropout, you guys, just so you know, is the Orville Wiki. They control Orville Wiki. The Orville Wiki is great. You know, I'll go on there if I'm researching an episode. I'll go on, if there's a little thing I can't remember, I'll go on the Orville Wiki. I can usually find the information that I'm looking for, the name of the character, exactly what happened in this certain episode or whatever. Orville Wiki is a great place for Orville-related information. Michael Rose, yeah, I love the BSG reboot, but that worked for it. It wasn't a prequel that conflicted with its own future. I also like Stargate Universe hides under a couch. You better hide. Yeah, Battlestar Galactica, what was great is that it was a reboot. It's fine to reboot something like Battlestar Galactica. Discovery would probably be forgivable if they just said, hey, it's a reboot. If CBS said, hey, this is a reboot, we're rebooting the franchise, I think it would have gone over well. People would be like, oh, don't reboot it. And it's like, hey, reboot it or don't get anything. Or we can just ruin everything that you know and love. Or we can do a reboot and you can just, you know, after a while you'll be okay with it. What's up, Wankle Me? Small Yoda says, what was great about BSG was that it had great characters and great character dynamics. When there was a battle, it meant something. But in STD, the battles are meaningless because of no character development. Yeah, that's so true. And the thing is in Discovery, when I was watching, you know, there's this war, there's a war. And we saw Discovery, you know, do a little battle here or there. But all the war, every episode they're talking about this war. I'm like, I don't know what war you're talking about. There's no war. I don't see a war. I don't see effects of this, you know, going on in the Alpha Quadrant. I don't see Starfleet. You know, eventually it's like, oh, Starfleet's been decimated almost, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't see any of this happen. Union Point. Thanks, man. What's up? It means a lot to hear that. Your videos are a great motivation to stay enthusiastic about the show. Well, thank you. That's my point. I'm enthused. Here's the thing about the Orville. There's only 12 episodes. 12 43-minute episodes. I've done 83 or 84 episodes of my show about the Orville. I think I might be clocking in at more screen time about the Orville than the Orville actually has put on television, because I'm crazy. What's up, Clint Harden? I'm glad you finally got chat working, but it's almost over. I gotta go watch Doctor Who. Jordan Greenberg, how's it going? Thanks for watching, by the way, Jordan Greenberg. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm really gonna keep trying. The Orville video I just put out, what was that, yesterday? Day before yesterday? No, it was yesterday, right? The Caliban Zoo, a deeper look at the Caliban Zoo. I'm going to try to do more episodes about that, like that, with, you know, a lot of behind the scenes information about the episodes going forward. You know, hopefully 1 or 2 a month. God, it'd be great to get them all finished before season 2 starts. I mean, there would be no point to do them unless I can get them done before season 2 starts. I'll do my best, you guys. Maybe during slow news weeks. Right now, it just doesn't feel like a slow news week because I got 6 things to talk about just with the Star Trek Discovery trailer. Entertainment news. Yeah, I'm going to try to do a bunch of those, which then, of course, I'll do again for season 2 as those episodes. Actually, this is October, so we're going to have... We'll probably do a chat. I'm going to really try to figure out how to stream legally. Figure out some sort of workaround so that we can watch Firestorm together. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm really going to have to work it because this is October. Basically, Firestorm is the Halloween episode of the Orville. So I'm either going to do a big video about it, like a behind the scenes, deeper look, World of the Orville video about it. Maybe try to do a live stream where we're watching it and chatting about it together. I don't know how that's going to work because you can't just, you know, play a whole episode of something during a stream. I'll figure out a way to do it. I don't know how. If you guys have any ideas, message me. Happy birthday, Rob Crawford. Juan Stevens says, JP, what about Stargate series? What do you think? That series shaped me. I love Stargate. I didn't watch all the incarnations of Stargate, though. Of course, I watched Stargate, not only the movie, but of course the series. But I didn't watch Atlantis. But I love Stargate. It was fun. I didn't watch all of it because I was too busy watching Star Trek. I still watch Star Trek. I've been watching Star Trek since I was a little kid. Before TNG even aired. But once TNG aired, and then once the reruns started of TNG, and Voyager, and Deep Space Nine, and then the reruns, I've been, you know, I've watched a lot of Star Trek. Let me just say. Yeah, that's another thing I want to do, CPL instructor. Commentary, live commentary. I don't even know if I'd do live commentary, but actual recorded commentary. I think I might do for the Orville at least. Commentary, audio, companion tracks that you can download from EgotasticFuntime.com and play them along with an episode when you watch it. If you guys think you might be interested in that. But I want to put it, you know, it won't be rambling. It'll be, I'll try to have some thoughtful and funny stuff to say. And then maybe we'll do a chat sometime of all the other sci-fi stuff that we loved growing up. Because, you know, Star Trek, of course, is great, but there's a lot of stuff. God, Sliders, other things, you know, superhero shows. Anybody ever used to watch My Secret Identity? Starring, what's his face from Sliders? Where he's a superhero, but he's just a kid, and it's like, you'll never guess my secret identity. I used to watch that shiz. But anyway, you guys, Sliders was awesome. Sliders would make a great, that would be a show to reboot if you're gonna do it, because I think sci-fi is coming back, guys, with the excitement of the Orville, you know, shows like The Expanse, all the anthology series like Black Mirror, Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, stuff like that. Twilight Zone, I consider Twilight Zone sci-fi. All that stuff's coming back. On television, though, that's all app-related, but on television we got the Orville, and the Orville's a hit, just so you guys know. So I think a lot more sci-fi will be coming to actual television, and I think there's going to be a, you know, a renaissance of sci-fi. So if you're going to reboot stuff, because I'm sure that's the way they're going to do it, because we are in a reboot society now, Sliders would be a great show to reboot. Let's do it. Let's bring this show back. Not on some stupid app. Not on a, you know, Netflix or an Amazon, but on actual television. Let's do it. Start a writing campaign to your senators, to your congressmen. Tell them, bring sci-fi back. And I'm not talking about no Sharknado shit. I'm talking people with technologies and spaceships. You know, crazy stuff like that. Alternate realities. Windows to another plane of existence. Stuff like that. Let's get it going, you guys. And on that, yeah, no reboots. I'd love to not have reboots, but man, that's just the way they do it now, because it's all about money. But hopefully, if the reboots do well and they do a good job with the reboots, hopefully it'll lead the way to original content. Because that would be the hope. Original content. Stop mining for views and like say, hey, we're gonna get views by putting out a damn good show. Hopefully we'll get there someday, you guys. That's my hope. But on that note, it is late. I have to have dinner. I have to drink another beer, even though I'm still working on this one. And Doctor Who is ready. It's just out of the oven, ready for me to get sink my teeth into it. I hope it's got chocolate chips in it. So on that note, let me say, press some buttons here. Ready for this? Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you guys? What do you think about Star Trek Season 2? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be more hopeful? Yes, but does it matter? I don't know. Can they dig themselves out of this hole The Orville. Who's waiting for the Orville? We're all waiting for it. What do you think we can expect out of the Orville? 16 episodes coming to us. One of them is a carryover, but altogether we will have 16 episodes we've never seen before. And sci-fi. If you guys want more sci-fi out there on the airwaves, something that comes in through the HD antenna, not just on an app. Though if you like apps and you like free stuff that's high quality, check out the CW app. They got all their top shows, you know, 6 or 7 shows, but they're new, they're airing, and they're free with limited commercials. But hey, it's free content. Check out the CW app, you guys. This video is brought to you by the CW. You didn't know that, did you? No, just kidding, it's not. But thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me, you guys. I'll see you very soon, multiple times this week on the YouTubes. And as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye!
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money.